And we are live!
Howdy.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Back for session 3 of the quest to the Soaring City. Almost forgot the show's name for a second there. I'm doing fine today. I'm the guide, I'm Nat, and we're going to just pick right up where we left off last week after a little bit, just a little bit of a reminder of what happened last time.
What happened last time?
Yes.
Did we leave off on like a cliffhanger or something? I don't.
Everything's fine.
Totally
No control.
fine.
Everything's fine.
So
Pretty sure
My
it's all
sister
good.
is definitely not missing.
yeah, so no horrible capitalist took Rose's wolf sister, right?
Nope.
No,
And,
if we
and
say
if they
that's...
did, we would just eat them.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay,
don't
so
wanna-
If we say it, it makes
I
it
hate
true.
to say it, but we might need to commence the eating now, because end last session we did kind of break off on one Lord Darronel, a duke, who has fingers and pies from many years of being at the top of the social food chain, and the party may have broken into his dwelling and stolen something that he shouldn't have had in the first place, but regardless of the fact, it made him very angry. So, after they took a day off, went and saw the sights of the visiting town, they came back to find Lord Darnell had stolen their dog, or as Ro would put it, their sister.
Nobody owns Tiny. Tiny is her own entity.
Yeah.
Also, just, all dogs are wolves. Not all wolves are dogs.
This coffee, because I need to keep up with y'all.
Happy Monday, everyone.
You're valid.
Happy Monday.
I am not only a doctor,
Good
I am
Tuesday.
a biologist.
So when we left off, Zake, who you might notice Nunu is conspicuously missing, so we will address that quickly, and Ferris, played by Izza, were accosting this Lord Darnell inside the winery that is at the bottom of the tower he lives in, with the doctor, because I forgot about him briefly, and just outside, up on his balcony, Ro, in raccoon form, on Lena's shoulder, had gotten to try to break in to find Tiny, and the curtains get pulled back, and there is Lord Darnell. There are two of them. Also, right before we left off, Zake had gathered a crowd and challenged the Lord to a debate in public forum. I'm sure that'll go well. I'm sure that will go excellently. Just perfectly. And hello, Raiders. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Encounter
Raiders.
Roleplay.
Thank you, friends. Welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick version recap because 24 new people just came in. But basically, this horrible capitalist stole their wolf dog named Tiny, who was also one of the characters' sisters. And then one player who isn't here today challenged him to a debate right before we cut. And we're just going to jump right in. As Zake had challenged him to a debate in public forum, and as Zake lifts his hands to make his first point, that telltale glint in the stars, the starlight as Zake glitters away. He turns to Ferris, and of course the voice is always the first thing that goes, but he mouths something to you, and he looks like he is trying to instill you with confidence for the situation. Lord Darnell and the people, and there's dogs shouting outside and everything's getting amok. Lord Darnell is looking, and he just looks mixture of surprised and concerned. Just a little bit of concern, though not too much. He is heartless, and he says, "I didn't do that."
Aris looks incredibly angry for a brief moment. and then turns to Darnell and says, I don't believe you. What did you do to him?
You couldn't beat him in the debate, so you got rid of him.
What disgusting trickery is this?
What abject character assassination? I've done nothing of the sort. I'm a metallurgist. Magic of material science. I can't disappear people.
Well, we don't know what you can do up in that tower of yours, keeping everything hidden away from everyone.
Well, how about you? I happen to know that you have magic that can make people tell the truth. Certainly we can get to the bottom of this. And I think right about then we're going to cut to the other scene currently happening, where Ro and Lena are up on the balcony. Like, this is the bottom of a tower, and we're going to shift to the outside of the tower on the balcony, and Lena is just sleuthing up the wall of the balcony. There's a raccoon on their shoulder, which is also Ro, because magic. And the curtains on the inside of the balcony door just got drawn over, and another Lord Darnell is standing there and looks furious. The fury.
So he has seen us.
Yes.
I did have that price sensibility too, so I could sense trouble.
Yeah. You aren't surprised. He doesn't get the jump on you. The fury on his face is reined in quite quickly with showing the practice. But it's still smoldering underneath the surface. What do you do immediately?
Ro definitely sort of makes that terrible, raccoon hissing sound they make at you if you go to try to chase them away from your dang garbage at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
So is he behind a closed window thing, or is he accessible?
So he is behind a glass balcony door. But it looks pretty. It's like a cinematic narrative. Those things are basically paper.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm do I think the weight of a raccoon could break a glass if I throw myself at it with all the rage of an angry older sibling?
Lena just tries to grab the raccoon. No.
You would have a shot at it. Certainly.
Or what is
I
it
would
a
say
sliding
you don't have
door?
to roll if Lena throws you, because they're a full-sized person.
Ooh. Is it a sliding door, or is it a latchy thing that my tiny raccoon hands could open?
It is a no, it's like a latchy thing. It's there would be doorknobs if that was the style, but no, it's got this kind of and opens outwards.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try to open the doors so Lena can get in, or at least so I can get in.
All right, so a detail we didn't mention this session yet is that there are those rattling chains that to be animated grabby guys.
Oh, that's the same balcony?
Same balcony, yeah.
I am familiar with these chains.
Whee!
If you want to, there goes Tiny. If you want to
Yep.
open the door, you don't have to roll to open the door. It's a door, but you do have to roll to not get grabbed by the chains.
Right. You know what? Bro's gonna give it a go, at least. I think I'll just sort of scurry up Lena's back as I'm shrieking towards the Duke, and you just see this little red raccoon just go flying in his direction.
Lena definitely is just oh god no! This was not part of the plan.
So you just need me to roll for the chains then, right?
Yeah, just roll the d20 or the die, as Quest likes to say.
Okay, that is an 18.
Oh hell
That's a
yeah!
full success.
Yeah. Suck it, chains.
You use your epic raccoon skills to kind of run through, past them. They dive to grab at you, and they just get tangled in each other. And you open it up, and you almost do the adorable thing where you hang on the door a little bit as it opens.
One of them hanging there kitten posters.
Yeah. I think I don't know if we're in structured time right now, but I would imagine that was kind of what Ro could do.
Semi-structured time.
Yeah.
All right. So, Lord Darnell is going to look at this raccoon, and at this point he's realized it's not just Lena's pet. This is some sort of sentient, epic, badass raccoon.
I'm exactly the same color fur as Rose-like hair, so
That
you might be
probably
able to
helps
make
tip
that
him off.
connection.
Yeah. And he takes out another gold coin, like the one he dropped last session. The one Lena picked up. Says, "You all espouse such your morals and your scruples, but your actions betray your intent." And he flicks the coin up and snaps his fingers, and the gold coin in your coin purse multiplies and stabs into you as a giant spear of metal as it expands. And you take, without a roll, 5 damage.
Oh, that's not good.
And he catches the gold coin.
All right. Well, you kind of put me in a place that I don't want to be in.
What do you do?
Oh, God. Puke blood with my 1 hit point that I have left.
That is acceptable.
I think so. As I'm seeing this, like, in my mind's eye, I wasn't fully over the balcony. Is that where we're at? Like, I was like,
That seems fair
pulling
because
myself.
you probably want to keep it away from the chains a little bit, out of their grab reach.
Yeah, I think I kind of like drop a little bit, like back down, because I just took a great deal of damage for how much health I have. And I'm just kind of like trying to like hang on and like get myself to a point where perhaps maybe I can engage with this person.
It's fine.
Not that I think that that's a thing that I am fit to do. Do I have? Let me look
So
at
what I'm
I've got.
hearing is you are going to take a tasteful and tactical retreat.
Maybe not a permanent one, because Ro is still there, and I don't want Ro to be there all on their own. But yes, I am going to take just a momentary egress
All right.
to...
So he does this gesture, and you and Lena just sort of gasps, and blood comes out. And then you just
Seems fair.
look at him, look at Ro, and fall and roll back, sliding down on the rope.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like the extent of what I'm able to do at this moment in time.
All right. Well,
Shit.
that feels like a good moment to... I guess I want to know, what's Ro trying to accomplish at that exact moment? Is Ro like, okay, Lena's leaving, time to leave too? Or is it like, I'm going to use the opportunity to run past him and go find Tiny?
Oh, I think Ro would want to go in. They really want to try to find Tiny. And as far as they know, the others are like still going through the front too. Because our instructions the last Ro knew was wait for Zake to make a distraction, which we heard, and that was why we started climbing. So also, they don't know that there's 2 of them. I think Ro's probably gonna just try to like claw at this dude's face, at least for a bit, before I leave, or try to go back in. I'll see what happens.
Okay. So you're going to forego his distraction to attack him instead of to escape or move somewhere.
I mean, is he like that distracted, I guess? I didn't really understand, like, that was a reason, like... He's very focused on Lena, then?
For the moment, yeah.
Yeah! Yeah, I'm gonna just zip on in if I can.
Right. You raccoon on in, running into inside the dwelling. And as described briefly before, on the inside, there is a lot of very gaudy furniture. Like might have fit within a mansion, stuffed into these tower rooms. The room you seem to have run into is a bedroom. There is an obvious spiral staircase that seems to make its way up the center of the tower. You don't currently see Tiny, but weren't you tracking Tiny last time?
Yeah, I've been tracking Tiny's scents in wolf form. I don't know how raccoon smell is, but I imagine it's probably good because they're terrible.
I thought you had the track ability, which is what you're using, don't you?
No, that wasn't the ability.
Okay. Well, still, I'm just gonna take a random stab and say raccoons smell quite well because, yeah.
I'm googling just out of curiosity.
I'm going to say that you can smell Tiny, and the kind of the Witcher vision trail goes up the stairs.
Okay, they do have a very good sense of smell. Thank you, Google. Sense of smell. I can
Excellent.
say words.
All right, so you run up, Lena retreats, and we're going to pop back downstairs. The last thing this Darnell had said was that, don't you have some sort of spell to make one tell the truth? Certainly we can get to the bottom of this.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but this isn't about me, it's about you. And I believe what my friend was trying to say before
Deflecting.
you did whatever you did to him was that you think you're better than everyone else in this city. You think you're entitled to more.
At that statement, some of the people who, but notably, are this guy's neighbors, kind of shout in agreement. It's like, yeah, frick this guy. You suck.
Cool, yeah. As far as Faris knows, all she has to do is keep this guy distracted for as long as possible. So that's what she's gonna try and do.
This one pivots and picks up a foot, and once again, like last time, it picks up kind of just a little laboriously, and makes a little bit of a kadunk as it comes down, and turns to an older gentleman who's near you, and it's like, Norm, really? Are you still angry about the garbage thing?
What's the garbage thing? What did he do? She turns to Norm.
Norm goes, he moved a garbage treatment plant underneath my house.
I thought you meant a petty dispute about bins. That's disgusting. What kind of person are you? Turning back to Darnell.
It was just a normal, and just to give people information, he can't actually run away right now because last session Ferris invoked a rune that keeps him from approaching it on the door that would be his exit. So he's kind of stuck there. I have no idea what you're talking about. That was just normal procedure. That was the best place for it. I had no hand on it. My name was just rubber stamped on the paperwork. Norm, this really isn't time to air our dirty laundry. This is inappropriate.
Hardly think a waste disposal facility belongs under a residential area.
It was centrally located. You don't understand. You don't have the expertise to understand. You're speaking on topics you don't understand.
No, because you obviously know more than everyone. You know better than everyone. You deserve better than everyone. That's what you believe, isn't it?
Breathes heavily. And, Doctor? I'd just like to know what you're getting up to during this. You're kind of among the crowd. And I think just about that point, you spy Alina come down the back. But the crowd is very enthralled because Nunu used an ability that's makes them pay attention.
So how much do I notice of Lena?
Lena, you see blood streaming out from the side of her mouth. And she's probably semi hunched over her side because not that you can see it, but she currently has a semi-molten golden spike through her body.
Lena's doing great.
That's lovely. That's lovely. No. Seeing that, the doctor would immediately just try everything to get to Lena as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Darnell probably will notice you leave because you were there before the crowd, so he's spied you. But there's nothing really keeping you from getting to the back of the crowd where Lena is.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go right back, push through the crowd, and get back to where Lena is.
You can tell from the way Lena lands that things aren't so steady going on in there.
Probably just like hand up against the wall, just like takes the spike and just like pulls it out of her side and like throws it on the ground.
The spike is like this long.
Yep.
Like a foot. So it's not just like a little, like a pulling cow drop out. That has suction noises attached that I'm not going to make.
Yeah. So I'm just like hunched over, like one hand up against the wall, like head up against the wall, and just like very deliberately pulling it out, trying to make it easy on myself.
Just rush up to you and be like, "You idiot! That's gonna make you bleed out!"
There's another... They're twins or something. There's another one up there still.
Just gonna like kind of
just like hand over the wound.
Just come here. I'm just gonna wrap my arms around Lena, just like a kind of like a soft hug, and then just like a of light energy as I use heal on Lena, restoring you to maximum hit points.
Yes.
That is very cash money.
That's so cash money. Yeah, I think Lena like wraps her arms around you like in return. It's like, I swear you're the only reason I'm alive most of the time. Thank you.
You need to care more about your own life.
It's fine. I need to get Ro. I think Ro went into the house. I need to get back up there.
Doctor, as the spell is healing Lena, you know that if you don't pull that spike out as it's happening, that spell is going to heal around it, and then that'll cause longer term problems. So as Lena's like hugging you, you know what you have to do.
Oh, I thought that Lena had already pulled it out. Yeah, of course, I would pull it out.
Yeah.
I was pulling it out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitively make sure not to leave something inside of them.
Yeah. That's rainy day fun. That thing's gold. Just leave it. It's worth money.
Yeah. It's a very valuable, beautiful piece of, kind of has like a marbled gold surface, and the beautiful deep gold tones, mixed with the blood to make this very aesthetic little murder death.
Oh, nice.
Yep. This is just like when you had to reset my wrist. Just like, oh god, the healing hurts.
So, after that, the doctor goes, "You said there's another one."
Yeah.
Maybe. That might be the real one or something else, but we have one down here, and I kept hearing. It sounded like metal. It might be some kind of automaton like what we fought below. I don't know. But it kept making a loud sound when it moved.
Oh god. Do you want, can you climb Lena and Zeke all right to stay out front and distract him?
Zeke, you know.
All right, you should probably stay down here then. With Ferris. I'm good. I'm fine. This is fine.
All right. Can you get back up to roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Be careful.
All right. Thank you.
And
Lena's just gonna like grab the rope and just like climb right on up like a spider monkey.
All right, so.
But I'm gonna like wait before I get to the top of the balcony again, just in case he's still like standing there. I'm gonna try to take it a little easy.
Reasonable. Why don't we see what Ro is up to?
Oh, I'm looking for Tiny.
So you follow the scent track up this spiral staircase, and you go up a couple floors, you think. Not really focusing on that, but that's about what it feels like. And you can smell the scent of her coming from under one of the doors. The interior of the spiral staircase is like one of those enclosed stone pillar ones. But as you start scrabbling up, you hear Tiny scrabble to her feet. Make a little noise.
I'll start making like a noise back and then realize I'm a raccoon and be like, oh, I don't know if she'll realize that that's me. I will, I do still have prey sense for what it's worth. It is up for an hour, which is one of the very few occasions that Quest actually gives a time frame for something, so.
What, can you remind me what exactly prey sense was?
You feel a subtle signal in your body whenever you will imminently be threatened by another creature. This includes creatures that you can't see. If you detect a creature this way, your party cannot be ambushed. If you detect a creature trying to attack you, your party gets the first round.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. So I think Ro would pop back into humanoid form and go to open the door for Tiny, just being like, hey, Tiny, it's me.
All right, so as you look at the doorknob, you can see there's a little golden filigree on it that is kind of Darunel's style, and it is locked ever so slightly. It feels like one of those cheap, bathroom locks, though. You think you might be able to get past it, but as you say, Tiny, it's me. Tiny, definitely, you hear excited little, oh, and then you hear a metallic cage rattle.
Okay. I'll spend 2 AP to switch back into a wolf form, which is still pretty big. So Ro's gonna try to wolf push against the door to open it, to break it if I need to.
We're going to flip again, but we'll come right back on you. Roll and do that next time. I feel like now is the time. I want to give out of order here, but I have reasons. Lena, you get back to the top and you can see that Darunel is not there. The chains are there. They rattle slightly as you approach. The door is open.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get around the chains. And
that's a roll.
Yep, yeah it is. You bet it is. I'm gonna roll so good. Oh, I did actually roll so good. That's an 18.
Yeah. Describe to me how Lena just gets right by these animated grabby chains.
Because Lena has been trapped by the animated grabby chains, and they broke her wrist the last time she climbed up onto this balcony. So I think, Lena's feeling pretty good now that she's back at her whole health because the doctor patched her up. I think she I've been watching a lot of Avatar. So I'm just thinking some Ty Lee bullshit, climbs up on the railing and just does the handstand to the flip and lands on her feet on the other side of the chains. Just okay. And then just walks right in. Yeah.
So you get into this master bedroom and you still see hide nor hair of Darunel. There is So, fun fact, Ro's kind of dirty, just in general. This is an established narrative fact. So you see little raccoon footprints in the very nice carpeting heading for the stairs.
Can I follow them, but also try to, rub them out as I go?
You try to rub them out, but that shit's stained.
Yeah.
Which, on the one hand, dang it. On the other hand, fuck that guy.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy in his fancy carpet.
All right, so as you start heading that way, we were going to zip down to Ferris with Darunel. What did we leave off on? I'm not perfect.
In disputes.
Yeah, garbage disputes. Yes.
You've got to put your recycling in the green bin, Darunel.
I'm really getting tired of this, and trying to focus on you as long as your friends is getting very frustrating. Don't steal anything. And he starts to melt as he kind of loses color, and his skin turns to that of a glittery iron as he just turns into metal and melts into a puddle, which then makes a beeline for a drain on the side.
Can I move
All of the crowd freaks the fuck out.
Can I move my repel sigil to the drain?
You can. I think you only have one though, so then you imagine you might go.
I
to
lose
the door.
the one on the door. Oh yeah. Okay.
But you do have time to react before he gets
Okay.
there. Otherwise, I would have said he gets down into the drain.
Oh my god.
Doctor, you're there too, by the way. You're a little farther back, but you could do something.
Oh, my abilities are like so destructive. Sorry, Doctor, you go.
No, I'm just saying. He said I could do something. I'm like, could I? I don't think I could.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use Thunderous Word so I can push a creature back away from. I'm gonna try and push the melty creature away from the drain. It just says I pick a creature or several creatures. So.
Oh, right.
And I'm only picking him. I'm not affecting anyone in the crowd.
That's fine. However, as you use this thunderous wave, it flings through with thunderous energy, and the sound of dozens of wine bottles simultaneously shattering meets your ears. And the little
inside the shop.
That was inside the shop.
Sorry,
I thought we were
Lynn.
standing in the street outside.
No. When at the very, very beginning, when Zeke opened the door, it was very odd that he was about 15 feet inside inside the shop already.
Okay, alright.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we're
I thought
outside.
we were-
He's inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I misunderstand? I thought if he was going for a drain, it would have been in the street.
There's a drain in the floor of the wine shop. You may now realize why.
Yeah. I mean, she'd still go for the thunderous word to try and like push him away from the drain. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, still happens. Sorry,
well,
I just
actually-
misunderstood where we were.
Yeah, it's fine. Assumption clashes happen. We want to resolve them before moving on. And actually, a moment later, you realize that it's not actually your thunderous word that is shattering most of the wine bottles. You get a few. But actually, as you do this on this metallic blob, it kind of shotguns into pieces and just sprays all over an entire wall of wine bottles, shattering them like bullets.
Doctor, since you seem to know so much about metal earlier, do you have any idea what that is?
Yeah, it's the T-1000. I don't know.
The crowd freaks out. A couple people grab their dogs and leave. People are worried, but Norm stays.
Tip the hat to Norm. Respect.
She kind of glances to the weird spray. Is the like weird spray of metal doing anything? Is it like conglomerating back together or anything, or is it just staying?
No, it seems when you smacked it with the thunderous word, because that ability blocks its use of special abilities, it seems to have rendered the metal inert. It is cooling. It was a pretty good call, actually.
We'll pretend I remembered that part of the ability when I used it. Thank you. Varys will turn to Norm and just be like, "What do you know about this dude? Come on."
He's just a really rude neighbor. He just thinks he's better than everyone. And not everything you said was true. Everything.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
Bet he
pat-
made that pretty guy disappear too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pat
so-
Norm on the shoulder and be like, that's very interesting. I'm just gonna actually try to feel him to see if he is metal.
Norm's shoulder squishes. And then he
Okay.
looks at you and goes, "Don't touch me."
Sorry. It's just he's an asshole, isn't he?
Well and truly. Although I guess we are trespassing. I know they can't arrest all of us, but now that it's just me, I guess I should leave.
Yeah, you should head home. Okay. Goodbye. Have fun in your sewage treatment.
Thanks for your help. Do you think we could collect a sample of whatever that is and like take it with us? And...
I'm way ahead of you. Just start
Thank
pulling
you.
out glass vials.
Yes.
Start trying to collect as much as possible.
All
Maybe,
right.
like a few separate vials in case it like comes back together or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't have very big ones. They're small.
Ro, jumping back over to you. Roll that die, see if you can knock down the door.
Yes. Oh no, it's a 6.
All right, so tough choice. You knock it down, but you wound yourself a little bit, or you knock it down, but you wound Tiny a little bit.
Oh, I wound myself a little bit.
All right. Anyway, so you shatter the door down, and it splinters forward, and a kind of sharp piece of wood gets into your wolf chest.
That's okay.
And
I feel
gets
tough.
you for 2 points of damage to your wolf body. As you break down the room, this is effectively like a linen closet. It's dark. There's like drapery over the window, which has bars on it, but notably because he barred the windows since he got robbed, which he's able to do very easily because he's magic metal man. And just kind of left in a corner in the dark is a golden cage with Tiny in it. However, as soon as you're able to assess the situation, you feel your prey sense tingle as you are in imminent danger.
I'm just gonna sort of turn to snap towards like whatever sort of direction I sense the danger is from and see if I get whatever it is.
From down the stairs, you turn and are teeth bared ready, and you see Darnell standing a few steps down. Going, but just the two of us now, isn't it?
Rose just snarling in like super scary wolf sound, like drool coming out, and like all the fur along my back is just up. And I'm not letting him get into Tiny.
No, we could just make a simple little trade. You tell me who you gave what you took from me to. Tell me who you gave the eye to, and I can let Tiny go. And there's no more need to hurt your friends. It doesn't need to be about us. You were just hired by some horribly manipulative person, most likely, to take the fall for them. My ire need not be directed at you.
Ro just will, still snarling and making like eye contact, will lift a leg and pee a little.
Whew, I was not expecting that one.
Weird flex, I know, but this room is mine now.
And we know it's possible because the doctor makes sure Ro always stays hydrated. I mean, everyone. He understands the need for hydration. Entire group needs
He
to stay
sighs as your urine soaks his fresh laundry. Pity, it had to go this way. And he takes that same coin, flips it in the air, and grasps it, and it expands out the sides with red hot metal as it goes out to try to grasp at you. He's gonna roll the die to try to hit you.
Alright.
That is a full success, so he gets you for 4 points of damage.
Okay. That will actually make Ro pop back into Ro form.
Megan, you'll keep going and say something.
Yes, if I may. I assume at this point I've heard this.
You're getting close, yeah. I was gonna bring you in after this.
Yeah, can I? So I have now that I have determined what my new ability is. Once per
Excellent.
round, when a nearby foe attacks a creature that is not me, I can move behind them and attack them with sneak attack. Can I do that as he has attacked Ro? Can I like run up the stairs and just like hit him from behind?
Yeah, sure.
my sneak
I was
attack?
imagining it being a little later you'd get here, but sure. This seems like a good moment to flex a new ability. Make me a tackle.
Yeah. And this uses an AP, so let me cross that out. Okay. 20!
Woo!
This is
Call
what
that a
you
triumph.
get for stabbing me with a giant spike.
All right, so default on that is double damage, or alternatively, you could try to parlay this into some sort of advantage if you had something else in mind, or you can just stab the capitalist really good.
Yeah, I don't have anything else other than, like, my skills are best or used to avoid getting into a conflict in the first place. So all I got now is stabs. So I'm going to like run up behind him and just like punch. I'm gonna punch him with my metal arm, and I'm gonna punch him like right in the back of the neck, just like tunk. And that'll be 4 damage if it's double damage.
Yeah, so he winces, and you feel your blade get pushed out of the back of his neck.
Yeah. I'm like Wolverine fighting Magneto right now. This is gonna be fine. The arm is not entirely metal. Surely this will
I'm
be
aware.
all right. I've got a
thought
sock
about it.
over it. He can't really tell that it's.
He sniffs,
I'm...
coughs just like one little drop of blood out of his mouth, and goes, looks at Ro, still having not acknowledged Lena besides the fact of getting stabbed. He goes,
Pay attention to
"Last
me.
chance."
I'm still snarling at him, but in my human form.
I'm not surprised. And he is going to raise a hand, forward, back, and forward, and he's going to roll the die to, as Lena, you feel yourself getting yanked across the room.
Cool.
All right, that is a success. Now, I guess I want him to roll this one as well. As you get yanked across the room over to Ro, you feel your arm kind of betraying you a little bit,
That's great. Yep. Cool.
and it reaches
Ooh.
out for Ro.
Ah.
And that's also a success as you begin, you place your strong metal arm around Ro's neck. That does not deal any damage yet. And he is just holding a hand out, doing that. Very kind of Darth Vader-y, kind of, to be honest.
Can I so if my right hand is holding Ro's neck, which I don't want it to be doing,
Reasonable.
can I like reach down and grab a dagger like out of my boot and kind of fling it at him with my left hand to try to like stab him in the hand?
Absolutely.
I would
That's so
like to do
badass.
that. All I have is stab.
All I have is stab.
That's a 16.
I'll hit for. So I want to ask: so you're primarily trying to do damage, or primarily trying to trying to make him let Ro go?
I'm trying to make him let Ro go, like trying to make
Okay,
him like
so-
drop whatever concentration he has, like controlling my arm.
All right. So your dagger flies through the air and slices a gash along the inside of his palm, and he grasps it, and his hand closes, and you see a couple beads of blood come down the inside. But your hand relaxes; he loses his metallic control over it. We're gonna jump over to Ferris and the doctor. You have successfully collected samples. Norm is left. What's next?
Get upstairs, you
Doctor turns to Ferris and goes, so I saw, oh my god, I forgot her name. Lena. I almost called her Megan. Don't worry about it. It's weird.
Megan.
It doesn't matter. I saw Lena outside. She was very, very injured, but I healed her, and she went
What
back
about
up.
Ro?
That is where I'm going. Something happened. There was another one of him, and Ro is still there. Lena went up to help them, so I think we should hurry up.
Yes, let's go now.
And we rush up.
All right. What is your method? Which way are you going? Going outside to go up the rope that Lena may or may not have left? Or are you going
The rope
for
is still there.
the elevator? Is hidden in the cellar, What is the plan?
I feel like it might be best to follow the path that Lena and Ro took. Does the magicness of the rope work for us as well, or is that only for Lena?
Yeah, because the magic isn't the climbing part. The magic is the fact that I don't need to try to make it attach to things. Like, you'll still have to climb it.
Okay, alright.
And Lena, you left the rope there for your friends to potentially follow?
Yes.
Cool.
Because, yeah, I just figure, if we get up the elevator, then we don't really know, exactly where it's going to take us, but we know that they went up through that window that the rope's on. Doctor.
That's smart. Yeah.
Reasonable.
That's fine. Let's go then. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure they're okay.
So we go. We rush out.
Start climbing that rope.
All right, so you don't have to roll to climb rope. You don't have to roll to follow to the obvious raccoon tracks, and you follow the stairs up. By the time you get to the base of the stairs, you'll start hearing things. So, it's just a matter of time to get there. And I imagine as you start hearing the sounds of grinding metal and stab wounds, you probably increase your pace.
Yeah,
As
we hear
quicker.
the sound of a fight happening, I'm gonna use Fiery Avenger, which makes I'll pull my spear out and extend it and cast Fiery Avenger on it, and it will start to glow. Ready to fight. Sunwife!
Nice.
I'm ready.
Love it. All right. So as you're running up that direction, we flip back up to the combat in action. So make an act. So I feel like Rose next.
That seems reasonable. So I am currently in human form, and Lena's hand is still around my throat, but I haven't taken any damage from that yet, right?
No.
No,
Lena disrupted the hand. The hand released.
It did get off. Okay. How big is this room? If I wanted to turn into some sort of creature that had, say, a chargy type attack, do I have enough maybe space to, go and plow into this dude, maybe back down the stairs?
I'd say just enough.
Sure, why the hell not? Rose gonna just sort of be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that! And I'm gonna turn into a stag and lower my antlers and just run at this dude.
All right, so I believe the ability to turn to a stag does take your action.
Is it the action? Okay, that's fine.
Usually powers are in action, so you morph into a stag and, kick your
Sure.
hoof to prepare
Yeah,
for
I'll
next time.
lower my head then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, it doesn't specify, so that makes sense.
The default is a power takes a turn.
Cool.
I think at that point you can start to hear the sounds of Ferris and the doctor approach, although but maybe not ascertain exactly who they are. He turns his head. Turns back. I think it's time we took this outside.
Why, it's fairly cozy in here.
And he's going to unbutton his jacket and open up the jacket, and as he lifts his hands forward, you see metal, this much duller, not the fancy gaudy gold, something more utilitarian, flow out and kind of make a lattice in front of him of dots of dull metal. And
Oh, I
they
hate that.
start to form little links until there is essentially a metal net in front of him. And and it flies forward with alarming speed.
Can I try to get out of the way?
Yes, this is a thing each of you roll.
Because I am small and fast.
Yeah. I will say, it's a roughie though.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Hell yeah.
This die is I love this die so much right now. This is my new quest die.
Ryle, what about you?
Yeah, if I, get a turn now, I'm gonna run at him still.
Oh no, this is the roll to not get plastered by the metal net.
Oh,
he
to
just
not get
launched at you.
plastered? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Well, I mean, that's a 20.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
We're so good.
All right,
this
so
guy.
normally this is one of those things where it's gonna be like, okay, even though you're successful, like it's still some bad things happen because it's big and mean. But I think
Double
literally it's
triumphs.
just horns and dodge, and you just rip the thing in half, and it like smashes into the wall behind you.
That's not the
It
side
actually
of
makes a
damage.
hole in the wall because it had so much force momentum behind it. But Ro rent it in half, and it smashed open the wall. More dogs bark.
Is it
Yeah.
Did it smash into like an outside way, or is it into more of the interior?
No, to outside.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Was that like the turn, or can I do something?
Now each of you gets a turn, but I want to start with Ferris and the doctor.
Okay.
Well, all right, if we're entering the fray,
Yeah.
the doctor will touch Ferris on the shoulder. Just go. Don't worry, your heart is steel, and cast Calcify on her. Basically,
Probably should keep her heart from not actually being steel with the fighting Darnell. Just throwing it out there.
I said
Can
hard
confirm
as
you do
steel.
not
I
want,
didn't say that she
You don't want
is
metal
steel.
body parts fighting this dude. Can confirm.
But basically, as long as an attack does not do more than 2 damage, it does 0 damage.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Now, we've seen this guy does 4 damage quite a lot, so who knows, but the doctor doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Any
All right.
little bit
So with
helps.
this, and what does it look like on
Oh,
Ferris visually?
So literally, the skin begins to calcify into like this white, hard, almost rock-like material.
structure.
Yeah, and it just almost looks crystalline as Ferris's skin just becomes hard, white, crystalline rock.
So yeah, Faris turns to the doctor, gives him like a slight smirk and a nod, and then she's just gonna charge at Darnell. And so the others would see her enter the room, screaming with rage and crystalline, and then her spear, which was beginning to glow, just bursts into flames as she like swipes at him and tries to stab him.
That's a roll.
Cool, that's 16 to hit him.
Full success. So what does a full success do with the fiery thing?
So my weapon damage increases by 1, so I do 3 damage, basically.
All right. So he takes 3 damage as your spear embeds in. I want to say also he probably like stumbles forward just a little bit. He's abnormally sturdy for a man of his apparent age, but you know he does.
And she kind of
Takes
holds
a-
the spear there and just stares at him and says, "Get away from them."
Can I use my sneak attack again?
Isn't that when he attacks other people?
Oh, that's when
Which
he
is-
attacks. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yes,
However,
it
you can
is
take a
when
turn
he
and
attacks.
stab him. The
Yeah,
vanilla.
you know what? I will do that. I'm gonna take a turn and just stab him. So I imagine Selena has dodged out of the way of this net and probably landed in like a really badass 3-point stance. She's feeling herself right now. She's feeling very cool after almost dying that first go round. This is take 2. We're gonna use take 2. So I think she's like kind of like on the ground and just like pushes herself off of the floor and just like flies at him again to do a stab on him. So
All right.
ooh, that's a 9. That's a
tough
9.
choice,
That's not,
and
that's
with
not
his-
great.
With his ability, that will miss. Just full on.
Boo.
As you try to
got
stab
you-
him, and you lift the hand.
Cocky.
Yeah, and the metal just deflects you to the side.
That friggin' sucks. I brought the wrong arm to this fight.
Ro. You're a
Yeah.
stag.
I am currently a stag, yes. Although now I see that there is a convenient possible way outside, at least. What does Tiny's cage look like? Is that locked like the door was too, or is it just sort of like a cage in a previously secure room?
So it is like a standing cage. You could carry it with your hands, but it is dog-sized. Honestly, it's like the structure of more like a bird cage, but sized for something bigger.
Yeah, I have kind of a ridiculous idea if we get to it. Oh, never mind, I think that creature is too big, just kidding. I've got ridiculous ideas when I can turn into animals. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead to charge at the Duke again, right? Because he is still up top here. Then I will lower my antlers and run at him. That is a 13?
That's good. That's full
Great success, right? Yeah, all right, that's going to be 2 damage.
She gets smashed back onto Ferris's spear a little bit, because that's still there.
I just snort in his face. He gets a little stag boogers all over him.
He takes a breath in. He seems to center himself for a second. And he starts moving his hands. The way he did before was very pretentious and had a metered pace. Now it's full speed. It's everything all the time. He's going to first try to launch Ferris's spear to stab the doctor. Then he's going to shoot a glob of metal at Lena, and we'll reassess after that. Just because I'm feeling mean, can you roll to hit the doctor?
Don't
5.
do it.
Okay, lots of failures. That doesn't work. The spear gets moved away, but doesn't get the doctor. However, the roll against Lena is a triumph. So I think this is actually another gold coin. He takes it, flips it sideways in the air, and puts his finger out in a spear, and it elongates into a 4-foot molten gold spear and stabs Lena through the heart for 8 points of damage.
Nat, whatever I did to you to make you so angry at me, we can work it out. We can just have a conversation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just got
These
those
are
hit points back. Back down to 2. I'm gonna throw a little more blood, I guess.
Alright.
Wasting all the doctor's AP, keeping me alive.
And then he's going to take a step forward away from the doctor and Ferris. I don't know if you have anything that does, Izza. But
I don't think so, not currently.
Okay. And he takes out a bar of metal and releases it, and it expands to form a thin metal wall behind, closing off the main door.
Yay!
Now back to the player's turn.
So wait, so there's a wall in the door. Are we split right now, or?
So in the laundry, the linen room is Darnell, Lena, and Ro as Stag, with a hole in the wall to the outside and Tiny in a cage. On the other side of the wall is Ferris and the Doctor. Roughly speaking, in this stairwell.
Oh, so he's closed us off from the others.
Yes.
Rude.
Now I will say it's a thin metal wall, so that's like clues. You can break it down.
I know.
Still rude.
Still rude.
So I'm on the side with Ro. Yes.
And the Duke.
Oh, and the. Why couldn't I have been on the other side where the people who won't kill me? Where? I don't either.
Just like.
Where is the Duke in relation to the room where Tiny is?
So he's basically just inside the doorway, and now with a wall to his back. You are closer to Tiny than he is, and you are also closer to the exit in the wall than he is.
Can I, holding my insides in, as you do, just like move back to the room where Tiny was and try to let her out of the cage that she is in.
Yeah. Tiny's just mildly across the room from you to walk up and open the cage.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. Do I have this?
Given that you're
thing?
doing it in the like heat of combat, why don't you roll the die for me?
Yeah. Cool. Do I still have this like piece of metal sticking out of me, or did it go through me?
I feel like I'm gonna say it went through you for ease.
Cool. That's a 13 on the die.
That's a full success. So you get the cage open, and it opens up full size for like, you know, a wolf to come out, and Tiny runs out and licks you just a little bit, and then immediately goes into like, I need to fight this bad guy mode.
He's like, Tiny, just please stay safe, but you can absolutely bite him as much as you want as long as you stay safe while you do it. I'm okay. Ro is a deer right now. I don't know why I'm talking to you. You don't understand me. But this is fine.
You're like leaning down a little bit from the wound and unlocking the cage, and Tiny just licks your face.
And I just like scruff her between the ears. Just like, good girl. Like, it's fine. It's fine, we got you.
Alright. Ro, I feel like you're the natural next action.
Yeah, I am gonna position myself as much between like Lena and the Duke as possible, and I'm gonna try to ram him again, like against the wall he just formed.
That's reasonable. That is, why don't you roll me the die?
That's a 17.
A full success. So, do you want to prioritize breaking the wall down or hurting him?
Ooh, I think breaking the wall down, because I know the pack will be stronger together.
So you charge, and he actually ducks out of the way, but you're like, that was never my point, and you smash the wall, entirely rending it open for the Ferris and the Doctor to re-engage.
You get like a happy sort of like elk like hoof stomp when I see you two on the other side, and I'll just sort of like, you know, position myself again.
Yeah. You see Faris standing there with her spear ready, like she was about to try and break through it as well with this flaming spear, and she just sees the elk charge through and is like, nice one, Ro. And then I want to try and thunderous word the Duke, because now I remember that it stops people using their special abilities.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think it even, it just affects them. I don't have to roll for it, do I?
Not usually. I want to check if there's a clause for bosses.
Okay. It says...
Where are you?
The wave knocks up to 3 creatures backward and hits them each for 2 damage. Creatures affected by the spell are briefly dazed and cannot use special abilities during their next turn.
Yeah.
It's our
No
first
boss
boss fight.
No blaws.
Alright, he takes 2. And he gets knocked back into the wall, like on the side, and smacked. He looks up and he says, cheap tricks.
She just sneers at him, turns to the others, and is like, what do we want to do here, guys?
The Doctor's turn before he gets to act.
So, I assume Lena is within range for me to get to her?
Yeah, you'd have to run by the Duke. You can do it.
Whatever. The Doctor's gonna walk by Elk Row and just like take his hat off and place it on the elk, just like right on top. So now it's an elk with a cool hat on between the antlers, and just go, good job, bro, and just walk past the Duke towards Lena.
All right. The Duke looks at you, but he can't use special abilities, so he can't stab you.
What a power move.
And then I will kneel down towards... oh, wait, no, Lena's not down on the ground. Never mind. I will wrap just one arm...
Low.
Yeah, okay. Wrap one arm around Lena's shoulders and be like, We cannot keep doing this. Get back in there. And I will pump another heal into Lena.
It's like, I think Lena, like, kind of puts her hand on the doctor's shoulder, like, believe me, not my decision, but we'll try not to let it happen again.
And then the doctor will just reach into his robe and pull his mask out. And put it on.
Get him. Go get him.
Darwin now goes,
It's like,
oh, it's you.
the makeup looked so good, he didn't even know, this idiot.
Indubitably.
He's recovering from the thunderous word blinking. He goes, looks at the cage with no longer has Tiny in it. Looks at the doctor and Ferris. I imagine our business here is done. And he's going to walk away past Ferris up the stairs.
Can he do that?
Yeah, you can. This game doesn't have opportunity attacks.
Just... Are we going to let him do that?
Your new
Yeah, I mean-
son wife.
Like, I mean, he almost killed me twice, so I'm totally fine with letting him just walk away.
You're muted,
muted.
Isa.
Isa, you're nuded. Nuded?
Sorry.
Nude.
I said,
You're nude.
I was like, yeah, mechanically, I'm like, I feel like we're fighting the final boss and we shouldn't be. But also Faris is like, has no chill, so.
This is the part in the video game where you're supposed to lose,
Yeah.
so then it fuels you to get better, and then you come back at the end, and then you win for real.
Yeah.
But, like, Lena's also very fired up, but Lena also realizes that she has almost died twice in, like, a
Yeah.
20-minute period, if that.
And we would not like that to happen, please.
I mean,
No.
you all have turns. He's at the top of the stairs. He's looking down at Ferris. He's the only one who's currently in his sight line. Why don't we start with Ferris? What does Ferris do?
You know what? She's just gonna snare up at him again and say, "You really are pathetic."
We've played one round of the game, but you forget who sets the rules.
Of course you think you make the rules. Just like the rest of them.
Show me something to the contrary, and maybe I'll consider your perspective.
Oh my god.
What do you do, Ferris?
Go kill him!
I'm gonna throw my spear at him.
Fuck your son wife!
All right. So he's going. So now that he can use special abilities again, he's going to use a special ability when you chug your spear at him and roll. And oh, that's epic! So he raises his hand up, crushes his hand, and your spear just crumples into pieces. One
No.
hunk of metal. Like I said, I make the rules, and I said we're done. That was a triumph, by the way, on his part.
Oh. Yeah, we're leaving. I don't want him to do that to my arm.
Yeah, like she genuinely looks shocked and devastated. And can't move.
All right. What is the rest of the team doing? You see Ferris throw the spear, and then you see Ferris's reaction to it, but you don't see what actually happened to it.
Yeah, Lena's gonna get up, kind of like pat Tiny on the butt with like come on, we're going, and like walk past Ro and do the same thing to Elk Ro, just like, let's go, and kind of like as she walks by Ferris, like hold her arm for a second. And is like, we need to leave.
Yeah.
And then keep walking towards the balcony where the rope is.
Darnell's going to call out, "The name of who hired you, and this little feud can be over. My quarrel is not with you."
Remind me the name of the person that Arvis gave me last week.
Nare Davichin.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him that name.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That is fantastic.
And as she does the doctor will go, "No! What are you doing? Don't tell!" Oh!
It's so good Ro is an elk right now and can't talk, by the way.
Very good things.
Very good.
Make this asshole do my job for me.
Our peace will be contingent on the quality of your information. Thank you very much.
You know how you said this bit? Sorry. Go on, Megan.
Like, and you have a lovely evening.
You know how you said the spear crumbled into pieces? Is it like dusty pieces, or are they pieces Faris could pick up and take with her?
I actually misspoke and I said pieces into one crumpled piece.
Cool. Still gonna try and pick it up and take it with her though.
Yeah, you step a few feet forward, he looks at you, you grab it and walk away, and he doesn't comment.
Oh, I spit up at him as I did it, by the way.
Oh, well then he's gonna try to stab you one more time. But you spit at him, and he reaches his hand out and shoots a hot lance of metal at Ferris.
Got no chill. No chill.
Which will get you for 2 points of damage because you got a partial success.
But it doesn't, because the doctor cast that thing on me.
Hey, you're right.
So this is physical damage?
Yeah.
So yes, it does nothing.
Okay, so it bounces off, and you spit at him. He tried to stab you. All's fair. He looks at you, and
Just smacks at him.
so that's the kind of piece it will be. Robert. All right. You all leave, presumably, use rope, get down off the hole in the wall, and escape into the night with Tiny.
Yep.
Yeah.
That went well.
Once we're like down on the ground, Ro's gonna be like down with Tiny, like they're both licking each other's faces. Like Ro's a human at this point because an elk can't climb down rope.
You don't know that.
Reasonable.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude. So yeah, Ro's just like still in human form, but is giving that like same excited reaction a dog gives when like somebody they like comes home after like a long time. You're like,
Yep,
"Ah,"
that happens every day at my house. So.
right? You know. I'll just sort of look at him and be like, "Thank you so much for coming to help get Tiny back."
Oh, of course. Let's get home. All right, let's get home, and we can just try to. I don't know. Let's just get home.
Lena, Doctor and Ro, this is the first time you notice the crumpled hunk of metal in Ferris's hands. You can see the portion that is the color of the sun from her spear, all misshapen and recognizable for the shape it was.
Yeah, she's not saying anything.
I can try to fix it.
You can fix this, and she just holds it up. It's like crumpled and shitty looking.
I mean, I can fix this when it breaks, motioning to her arm. I can't say I've ever tried, but I can try.
I'd appreciate it. Let's just get out of here. I don't want to be near here.
Okay. Let's go home.
Ro will come over towards Ferris and just sort of link like one tiny skinny arm through the arm that Ferris is holding the spear with and give like the back of her hand a little lick and just be like, thank you.
She'll like steady her arm where Rose licked theirs in and just be like, of course, anything for you. I'm glad we got Tiny back. But we need to get out of here quickly.
Okay.
I think as you head back to Starfall Tower. Starfall Spire?
Spire.
Spire, we love that alliteration.
We all gotta
Yeah.
love Spire,
Spire.
right? You know?
AKA Tower
game.
McTower face.
Spire face.
Spire McSpire face.
And that seems like a great time to go to break, because I remember we do a break in this show.
We do a
What?
break, yes.
What?
Now everybody get up and stretch and get some more water and get a sip.
Yeah.
We'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes to see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's get sad.
Let's get sad.
Let's get sad. I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm gonna drink some coffee.
Oh, look
And
at
we're
that
back.
beautiful quest book.
That is
Yeah, I
gorgeous.
got a quest book. I just want to take this one as I come back from break to mention that we're playing Quest, and the book is really pretty. And I really like this game. I think it's the best TTRPG I know right now to teach someone who's new to TTRPGs. And as you haven't in case you haven't noticed, some people who've been doing it a while can also take it and tell one hell of a story with it because it gets out of the way and it supports narratives really well.
Oh, who's
So I
that?
just wanted to give a little plug there.
And now we're back.
Beyond that, so we left, and y'all were leaving. You got Tiny back, who seems just very excited to be away from that place.
Yeah.
And I just said so. My instinct is to fast forward to when you get back to the tower. But does anyone have any conversations they want to have along the way?
Just kind of gonna sidle up to Ferris and take out the flask and just slam it against her chest and be like, "Don't go overboard."
Don't tell Zake. She just like necks as much as she can. While still linked arms with Ro on with the other arm and the linked arms with the child in one arm and just necking Whiskey with the other.
Parenting.
And then the doctor kind of goes around back to Rose's side and puts a donut in Rose's hand. Don't go overboard, you either.
Well, thank you very much for the raid,
Welcome,
Dichotomous Prime.
raiders.
And then Ro jams the donut in their mouth and like threw the mouth full of crumbs. They're like, "Oh, thank you, Doctor. Thank you for also coming to help get Tiny."
Tiny is family. We don't leave family to rot.
I know you used some of your really important like plants and stuff to be able to come and help out. So, if I can help find new ones, I will do that.
Don't worry too much about it. Arvis is keeping an eye out for me. But
Oh,
thank
well,
you.
always. And I'll
I think-
give you a lick too on like one of your hands.
Yeah. I think Lena's like just kind of standing behind everyone, walking, and just kind of like with like one hand just like wraps her hand around her necklace and just like kind of holds it and just like doesn't really say anything for the walk home.
As you approach Starfall Spire, your newly named home, you just realizing how much time has passed as you see the light of morning coming up. Just the very barest. And like clockwork, but Mr. Batinga is approaching his shop, his little bakery at the bottom of your tower home. And he walks up to this notice on his door. And he's holding like ingredients and stuff for baking. His baker. He walks up and looks at it and does a double take. They're replacing my bakery with a sewage treatment plant?
This motherfucker.
This piece of shit.
Oh my god, that's so good.
He just doesn't know how to respond to that. He's holding these ingredients. He steps forward, he opens the door and pushes on inside his shop and starts just kind of going through the motions to start the day. Normally he's just like super nosy, always paying attention outside. He would have definitely said hi and noticed you. But he seems inside himself right now.
Oh, this guy needs to go down.
I think Ro can't read, and still nobody has actually said what the posters say. So I think if they
Oh.
hear that exclamation, they'll just sort of look up at the others and be like, "Wait, what? What's a sewage treater plant?"
You know how humans often leave filth everywhere, things that are not good to eat.
Oh, well, I mean, everything does that.
Yeah, but I said,
Oh,
what kind
you
of
didn't
worse?
see it in the room, but that was before you got there.
You know, garbage, the leftover when you are done with something.
But why would they move Batinga's bakery? Mr. Batinga is so good, and bakeries are way better than you know that.
Because some people only care about themselves.
Can Mr. Arvis stop it? He's really important. And helped us, like, with the tower? No, I don't remember. How did we get this thing?
When Rose says Arvis, the doctor goes, shut, don't say anything out loud. We don't want it. Let's all go inside and have a chat.
Kind of like look around, make sure nobody's there.
As you do actually go through the door to the bakery to get up to where you live, the little bell rings, and Mr. Batinga like almost jumps, and you see that little sparkle in his eye that is kind of characteristic of him, and you see the mask get put back on. He goes, "Oh, good morning. How's everyone doing? You're coming in really early. You're usually not up for a couple hours still. What are you all up to?"
I had a crazy night out.
Just a little late night.
We had to get Tiny back.
Oh, hi, Tiny. How you doing? Oh, you want a dog? I can give you a dog biscuit. I always have extras. And he goes over and grabs a couple. He grabs actually like I'll just sticks his hand in the thing, grabs like 5, and just tosses them.
Hey, Ro, do you want some more donuts?
Yes, please. That would be really good. I'm really tired after changing shape a lot like that. I don't usually do it so much altogether.
Yeah, I know it takes it out of you.
I have yesterday's donuts, but I haven't put the ones for today in yet. You gotta sleep in a little farther.
That's okay, then. It's almost like they're cookies when they get crunchy, so.
Well,
Absolutely. And you know what? You can have a few just on me today.
I'm gonna put some money on the counter anyway and just slide it over to him.
She insists on paying.
Yeah.
People deserve to be compensated for what they do.
Yeah, Faust would be like, no, like, we're paying. Just add some
Okay,
money to Lena's money.
Day old donuts are cheaper though, so keep that one. And he slides one of the bigger coins back over.
When we like leave to go walk up, I'm still gonna do my stealthy spy stuff to just like leave it on the counter. I'm just gonna like
Sure, totally. You don't need to roll. You're a spy. You can leave a coin. You can leave a tip stealthily.
Yeah.
Stealth tip.
Stealth tip.
Do you want me to ring you when the donuts are done for today?
Sure. Ro's probably gonna go to sleep for a little bit, but yeah, you can give us a ring.
All right. And you all get up into your tower, into Starfall Spire proper, into your chambers, and as you get through your door, you move back into your living space. And the one coin that Darnell left that didn't get taken is just sitting on your coffee table.
Forgot about that.
Throw it out the window.
I'll make someone happy.
Yep, I'm going to throw it out the window because I have been stabbed by 2 coins in the past few hours.
Valid.
Very valid.
So some other shit you guys should probably know is that the Darnell that me and the doctor were facing off against melted into some kind of metal, and I managed to kind of blow it to pieces, and then we took some samples, so we have that.
Wait,
Pull
We
out the
can look
vials.
into it at some
Wait.
point.
what?
That makes sense. He has control over metal, so of course he'd have metal versions of himself. Narcissistic.
Yeah, I don't know if you can like make metal clones or something. I don't know. This guy is way more weird than I expected.
I'd be careful with that though, in case he can control it from where he is.
Yeah.
That's a good point. We didn't really know the full extent at the time. I just thought maybe we could look into its properties. But now I realize maybe he just can control any metal, and it's not the metal that's special.
No. Doesn't
But who knows?
seem to be.
Just a quick question. If I shake it, is the metal hard or is it still liquid?
At this point, it's hard. Although you did note that when he liquefies metal for usage, it maintains more tensile strength and doesn't get as hot as you'd expect from fully, molten metal.
Appears to have gotten hard. Just like what he's
Ding, ding, ding,
done
ding.
before. Shut the fuck up, Megan.
It's always laughing too!
Is allowed. You get one chance, and this is Iz's.
Sorry.
We're gonna make Nat
Fine.
just quit. We love you.
Okay. Mature again now.
Yes.
Adult. So, excuse me, I had to cough for a moment. Where was I? So, yeah, who knows what he can do? Maybe we should get rid of it, but at the same time, I'm curious.
I mean, we might be able to find out something about his powers from it.
Just gonna uncork it and just kind of poke inside.
It moves like a small hunk of cooled metal.
How about that?
That is very weird. I've never seen metal move. Oh wait, no, I have every single time. Never mind. Maybe we just get rid of it. I don't know what we would learn from it. I'm not a metallurgist myself, and I don't think any of us really are.
Well, you do know one.
I do, however, yes, we know one. Oh. I've
We do?
forgotten who.
One that we're currently not really on speaking terms with.
Oh, you just mean that one. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I thought maybe Mr. Arvis had a neat hobby or something. Maybe he will know about it because he knew about this guy before we got to the city. So
That's
maybe
true.
he knows more.
The problem is I wouldn't want to bring it to Arvis. If he can control this from a distance, he might use it to find the person that we are. Now that I think about it, he even might be able to hear through it. We don't know what he can do. We've now said his name. That is not good. Oh.
If you can hear this, you're a meanie butt and I hate you.
Seconding that.
Perfect, yes, awesome. Well, let's.
Ro looks
rid of
really
it.
pleased with himself.
He has a name, and maybe that'll keep him distracted for a little bit.
Hopefully. Who the hell was that you gave the name of?
Friend of yours?
Oh, I'm sorry?
You shouted out a name when he asked for one, and I've not heard that name before. Who was that?
It's a long story. But the long and short is someone that I don't really care if they remain alive for much longer. For reasons that exist. It's complicated.
2 birds, 1 stone. I can respect that. Don't know how much time it will buy us, though.
I
Yes,
don't
probably
know
not much.
too much, to be honest.
Oh, it was good, quick thinking. Thank you.
all I could think to do. I don't know what it'll do. I don't think if he looks into them for longer than a few moments, he'll probably realize that she's not who he's looking for.
Yeah.
But worth a shot. Hoping he's a little more rash than the average person.
I think at the very least we should inform Arvis, but my worry is he's going to have eyes on us.
Exactly.
See
I
what
don't
we
wanna
do.
send anyone Arvis's way.
What
At that
if?
point, the little piece of metal in that vial, Doctor, melts.
I'm gonna just cap that back up and kind of like hold my hands around it. Okay, so the metal melted is not good.
I don't like that.
What is? I don't know what that means.
Well, it was hard,
I'm going.
and he caused it to melt, so, yeah.
I'm gonna take it out of the doctor's hand and walk back to the window and throw it out the window. Like, thank you.
Oh, I have 4 more.
Hear the glass shatter on the on the cobblestones below.
And I'm just gonna point.
If we need,
That-
sorry,
No,
go ahead, Lena.
No, I was just informing the doctor that he needs to dispose of any others that he has the same way. Go ahead, Ro.
I was just thinking though that if we think we need to talk to Mr. Arvis, but we don't want to go to his place, maybe he can come here and just be like all hidden or like look like one of the doctor's patients and no one will know.
Well, that was at
Sneaky.
least somewhat of a thought I had. My thought, however,
Yeah.
was maybe I go out on house calls to a number of patients, including Arvis. Make it harder to figure out that I'm doing something abnormal.
That's a good thought.
That's fair.
Or is there anyone else we can send his way? I don't know. I don't want to get anyone else mixed up in this, really.
Actually, I do have an idea.
What?
So
Do you?
Postman is one of my patients, and a very good man. He might be willing to bring a letter in more of a guise of not being from us.
Yeah, no one can think a postman delivering a letter is suspicious.
I mean, he delivers letters all the time.
I mean, I don't know if I have a means of sending, well, if we were to use your postal worker friend, I have a device that would allow us to record sound. So we could record a message and then it would be erased upon listening to, and if he were to want to respond, he could do that as well, and that would eliminate a paper trail.
That's not a bad idea.
So we could have the postman deliver that to him.
Yes. Yes, I like this.
I mean, I am fairly well versed at moving without being noticed, but I'm not positive that he's not going to be watching all of us.
I think he's got eyes on this place.
Yeah.
I could be like a mouse or a bird and go over to his house and talk to him if we need to.
That is extremely true.
That's true.
That is
Can make a little backpack, a little bird backpack.
Oh my god.
A bird pack,
With a listening
yes.
device in it.
I have used pigeons before, so I could fashion something.
Messenger
At this-
pigeon row.
At this point, there's a knock at the door,
Oh,
I will.
and then a slightly
get it.
more hurried knock.
Who is it?
Yeah, I'll go to the door and put
Uh,
my
As you're
Up to you,
approaching the
Mom.
door, you hear gasping.
Uh-oh.
I will.
I'm rushing over.
I'm just gonna.
Varys draws one of her knives.
I'm gonna open it with my left hand, and I'm gonna have my blade out in my right hand just in case. But I'm gonna pull the door open.
All right. Doctor, when you open the door, you see standing there is Zakar, your postal worker. He is darker skin, has like an edgy haircut. He's great, but he doesn't look okay. He's gasping for breath, and there's this dark coloration around his mouth. And he's looking at the doctor.
I'm gonna pull him in as quickly as possible and rush over to my my cabinet and pull out a syringe. I'm like, just set him up somewhere. Set him somewhere now, quickly. And I'm gonna jab the syringe into my arm and begin drawing blood.
Varys will like put the dagger away and help him over to the sofa, I guess.
When the syringe gets near full, I'm gonna pull it out and then jab the syringe into a little vial of what appears to be some kind of liquid with powder in it, and just pull up a little bit with that, and then rush over to him and be like, okay, this is going to sting a lot. And then jam it into the side of his neck and just pump it all into him, which will hurt a lot.
And over the course of probably a couple of minutes, the gasping subsides and kind of turns into, at first, a large coughing fit, and then deep gasping breaths.
Why didn't you come sooner?
Oh, he's recovering. I imagine the doctor might want to explain a couple things.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, yeah, let me just, to make this easier.
The doctor's gonna take off his mask and
I'm gonna withdraw my
hey guys.
blade.
And he's gonna, because technically time wouldn't be over and he could do this. He's gonna show his face and kind of point towards the black veins that are coming down his face.
There is a very dangerous disease known as the Gasping Shadow. It is not good. Makes it nearly impossible to breathe. You die from it, or at the very least you come as close to death as possible. You become not you. You become something else. You effectively die and become a walking, gasping corpse. I have this disease. However, I have been able to stabilize it within myself. I am working to cure it. And right now, the only way to keep somebody with it from dying is a transfusion of my own blood. Lena,
Okay.
you have a question?
So many questions. All right, just one. Like, what do we have this now? Is this contagious in a way that we are all now fucked as well? Because I do not want your blood in me. I can barely keep my own blood in me.
No, you are not infected. It is excessively contagious once you get to a certain point. And luckily, our friend here, and just pat him on the back, got here. Well, it appears just in time.
Varys is kind of like, she was like holding him and she's just kind of like moved her hands away.
Oh, we're done.
There is a point of transmission.
Zakar looks at the doctor and says, "No, I can talk a little bit." Thank you.
Why did you wait so long?
You weren't here. I was waiting to watch you get home.
If only been. Well, that's true. I did leave very quickly. I'm
We were
sorry.
away all day yesterday. We went to the fair.
Then we came back and then like immediately left because Tiny was gone.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Have you been overexerting yourself?
I have to deliver all the mail for this entire sector. Of course I'm overexerting myself. We have this conversation every time.
I know. Is there no way to have an assistant that can take some of your route?
Yeah, I can phone a friend, so to speak. I can lay it easy on it for a few days if you think that's what I need, Doc.
You should definitely rest. I've told you before, but when you get your heart pumping, you cause it to travel quicker. Gets around.
Is the spare room bed available?
Yeah, he's not.
I was like, I'm gonna stop. Be like, is he or is he not contagious?
He's not contagious. You would
you
see
promise?
the black veins and white skin if he was.
I'm gonna get real close to him and just kind of like, I assume he's still taller than me because most people are. I'm just like looking.
Yeah.
Like, watch yourself.
You know, maybe I should just rest at home. That's fine. I can make it back. I won't kill me, probably.
No, so don't worry about it. Just, it's more important that you do not cause yourself to relapse. If you relapse, you put more in danger. So just go rest.
All right, Doc. Thanks again, and welcoming me into y'all's home. Oh, before I go, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a crumpled letter. Mail for the day. Drops it on the
Just go.
coffee table.
Thank you. Make sure to make that call to your friend.
Will do. And he heads off to Zake's room, which we refer to as the spare room.
Try on any of the clothes you want.
It's like, you're like, all right, can we just like regroup really quickly and go over the things that we are not going to tell Zake happened tonight?
None of it. We're not going to tell him any of it.
I don't, as long as he's not contagious, I don't really care who sleeps in his room, but please do not tell him how close I may or may not have come to potentially dying or not dying. Just like, I don't want to hear him lecture me about being careful again, because the lectures last hours.
But you should be careful.
I know.
Okay.
I was trying to be careful until I got stabbed twice. That wasn't my fault. I was
We
being
were all in that
careful.
fight. It wasn't. You weren't any more reckless than any of us. We were all there.
Thank you, Claire. Tell Zake that when he comes after me, which you inevitably will, because I know the doctor is going to tell him.
But I thought you said not to tell him. So, but you want us to tell him.
No, I don't want you to. What's the letter? What was the letter that we got?
What is the letter?
The letter is from Arvis, written to one Dr. Falwyn Dinar.
Oh, hey.
Lovely.
Ooh, getting out the scalpel. What does it say?
A little crumpled, but on nice paper. It is a little cryptic, but it invites you to have another game with him.
This is
At your leisure, but with some alacrity.
and there it is.
We need a counter.
Yeah.
Please.
This feels like a trap.
No, Arvis and I, we have a friendly, what's the word I'm looking for? Competition with each other. We play chess quite a lot, and right now, well, actually, he's beating me 1 game. And I think he wants to take a larger lead.
Seems like odd timing, though, don't you think?
That might be because he might understand that there's more to this than what we may know. This might be a excuse to get me over there. He's very clever.
It just feels wrong.
It does. It's true.
But we need to see him anyway.
But Duke, whatever the hell his name is, could have already
Meanie
gotten to him.
Buttface.
Yes, Duke Meanie Buttface could have already gotten to him for all we know. We sent Lynn to him. He could have been watching her.
Yeah.
That is true.
Then we need to go check on him anyway.
You could always have me go there in response to the letter and have Ro here as a small animal, maybe a bird, with me. And if something goes wrong...
I could go in disguise. I could disguise myself and walk over there and see if everything is all right. I'm fairly good. I just don't like the idea of any of us being in danger, especially alone. We can't travel together, it's too obvious, but it just seems...
Yeah, and he does ask me to come alone, which is not abnormal for him, but it doesn't hurt to have somebody watching me.
So, I mean, I could always follow at a distance in disguise.
It can be a mouse and hang out in your pocket or in your hat or in something else.
I'm afraid I'm fairly useless here. I kind of stand out.
No, you're...
There is there's a little flowery knock on the door, and you hear Batinga's voice call out, "Donuts are ready."
I will get the door.
Lena, your spyish eye does note that you didn't hear him walk up before that, but you heard him walk away. So you think he may have listened at the door for a little bit.
Cool. I'm gonna take the blade out again. I'm gonna open it with my left hand just in case they're donuts.
Mr. Batinga is walking off down the hall and just, "Oh, just letting you know the donuts are ready." Oh, neighborly check-in.
Thank you.
Clocks the knife and goes, "Is everything all right?"
Oh, the mechanism that keeps it in is malfunctioning. I'm trying to work on it. It's really unpleasant. But
I'm sure that does sound very unpleasant. Well, donuts, if you come on down.
Thank you. No.
Oh, and good morning.
Good morning. I'm gonna close the door. All of this smells bad. Not the donuts smell wonderful, but everything else smells bad.
The donuts smell bad?
No.
The donuts are fine, Ro. It's a turn of phrase.
Oh, Making sure. Start eating
You'll-
one, and I feed one to
It's like-
Tiny.
And say, hopefully, when I would say you'll understand when you're older, but I hope that you don't need to understand.
People say that a lot, but it would be kind of nice to know what's going on sometimes.
Mm, Getting older is vastly overrated. You should stay that age as long as you can.
She's right.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not the planner here.
Okay,
if
well,
people- but
you three all have methods of
I
getting
could disguise you
to-
again.
I guess you could. I mean, yeah, we have methods of getting to Arvis without it looking as if it's us. The doctor was asked to go alone. He could go with Ro as a small animal, and if you disguise both of us, then I guess we could leave at separate times and kind of congregate there and
Just
hang around to keep an eye on things.
yeah, that only gets us so far. Like it's not like we can go into the house.
I know it's not ideal, but at least then we would be paired up rather than the doctor going in completely alone, or one of us being left alone.
Doctor, you feel a little pang of pain as you feel your remedy subsiding. And you all kind of realize that you've been awake for a very long time at this point. Quest doesn't have exhaustion mechanics, but you feel tired.
Maybe we
We did a
all
lot.
rest before we head out. Might be a smart idea.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting we go immediately. I am exhausted and need another drink, so let's get some sleep.
I think Ro has already stuffed 3 donuts in their mouth and is laying kind of curled up on a dog pillow somewhere that they use and Tiny does not. And they're kind of falling asleep with icing on their face, like a donut half still in hand.
Does Ro have a
Tiny-
regular bed in their room that they would normally use as well?
They do, but Tiny sleeps in it instead.
I think tonight Tiny shares the little cushion with you because Tiny misses you.
No.
Faris is gonna scoop both of them up and carry them into Ro's room and tuck them both into the bed before going to her room to sleep. / asterisk
dwarves.
grabbing a bottle of wine and then going to bed.
I
Can
think
I-
you still have an unending flask of whiskey.
That's what I was going. Can I have my flask back, please? Going to need it.
Yeah, I've got my stash, so she gives it back, goes and grabs a bottle from the cabinet.
Thank you.
We'll figure this out tomorrow. We're too tired to do this now. You're right.
Yeah, it's early morning, so we'll figure it out today, but same difference.
We'll figure it out tonight.
We haven't
Yeah.
been to bed yet, so it's not the next day yet. That's Izza, not Paris.
I agree. I
Yes,
agree,
that's
though.
how it works. I forgot.
Yeah.
I think if everybody else is going to bed, once everybody goes to bed, Lena's just gonna walk downstairs to the bakery.
Batinga is working on cooking. He's got his first load out and checked on you guys, but he's got, get everything baked for the day, so he's still chugging along.
Are there little tables and stuff in there, or is this just a counter type thing?
No, it's it's one of those situations where it's the expectation is you leave and usually, but you can totally hang out and have a bite, like a coffee shop kind of.
Yeah. Just welcome the morning. Again.
He jumps once again. Odd for Batinga. Normally he's very paying attention. He's gotten a little insular again. Oh, morning.
Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you.
It's alright. Just a lot on my mind.
Anything you want to talk about? I'm a pretty good listener, given a scone and a coffee.
He takes an oven mitt off his hand, puts it on his shoulder, and just points to the big red notice on the outside of the
Right.
glass door. Not even allowed to take it off. So everyone who walks up knows, hey, this bakery, it's gonna be a sewage treatment plant in a week. Or station, it's not a plant. It's like micro, small. You don't care. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
Do I not bake food that's good enough? Like, do I not contribute to the community enough? Is that the problem? Like, do they decide that baked goods aren't a good enough contribution? I bring smiles to people's faces. You enjoy baking, right? It makes you happy?
In a world where very little makes me happy, your baking makes me very happy.
Exactly. But for some reason, I'm getting shuffled off somewhere else. I have to move all my equipment, and I'm gonna have to find new people, and I won't be near you anymore. And all the people, I like these people.
We like you. I mean, we can see if maybe there's something we can do to fight it. Where are they moving you?
It says undetermined, so I could be in limbo for a period of time. Imagine me without a place to bake for maybe months?
Sounds awful.
Sorry, I'm just dumping on you. You're not my emotional punching bag. I'll be okay. It's just, I thought I was on an upward path, and then suddenly I got knocked onto a different train track, and it's not your problem.
Well, is this something that we can appeal? Is there somebody that we can go to in order to fight this?
Well, they have
I mean, if you
plans to
ask
make
me-
an appeal system, but it hasn't been structured yet.
Well, we can ask around and see. I mean, not that we have
Yes.
connections in high places or anything like that, but there has to be someone. Somebody had to have sent this message that you were going to be moved, so there has to be somebody that can reverse it.
Yeah. And I want to find where they are is give them a piece of my mind. Tell them that I have value. What I do is valuable to the people who live here in this city. Even if they don't see it.
Well, when your head's that far up your ass, it's hard to see anything else.
Maybe they were just doing their job. Maybe this is just like a centralized location or something for this sector. I don't know. It might. Maybe I'm wrong getting mad at them. Maybe they're just like some hapless clerk doing their job.
Right. Even if it is, your feelings are valid. And we don't want you to go. So we're going to try to fix this.
All right.
Because if I can't wake up and get one of your scones every morning, I'm just going to throw myself right off the edge of the city.
That means a lot in kind of a dark way. Or yeah.
I'm not to be dramatic or anything.
On the upside though, whenever I have emotional turmoil, all the baked goods come out excellent. So buy some extra today.
All right. Yeah.
And somewhere an alarm goes off. It's like, and those are the scones.
Oh, perfect. Right on time.
And as he's taking the scones out, he's kind of does the slide pretending this doesn't matter that much to him. And he goes, you wouldn't happen to know anything about who handles zoning for sewage treatment stations, do you?
Oh. God. Yeah, I think it's, Duke, what's his name? I honestly can't remember his name. We've said it a million times.
Darnell.
Duke Darnell, I think? I haven't
Oh,
been
that guy
here
you were
long,
asking about
but I
just the other day.
Oh. It's probably how I knew the name.
Can you manage the shop for a little bit? Wait, do you
I'm
have
sorry?
any skill at baking? Can you manage the bakery for a little bit?
Sure,
Excellent.
sure.
Thanks. And he steps outside, opens the door, closes it behind him, tears off the notice, and heads off towards Darnell's tower.
I made a horrible mistake. Lena in a series of really bad mistakes.
Oh my god. Rose off dreaming about more donuts. Not
Doctor is
knowing
off giving his
those were
friend
the
some
last.
whiskey.
Oh man.
I think Lena's just like standing there and just like looking around, like praying that nobody is going to come in. She's probably gonna put some of her money into the till because it's what she does, and she just kind of like grabs onto her necklace again and is like, if you were here, none of this would have happened because you wouldn't have let me come down here alone. Wherever the fuck you are now.
Right. So can you give me a roll to see how well you manage the bakery for a minute?
It's gonna go so bad. Oh my god, it does. That's a 2.
So before you notice, there's some smoke coming out of one of the ovens.
This poor man.
Oh no, we're those neighbors.
So Mr. Batinga has run off to accost Lord Darno, who you just almost killed Lena twice today. And
It's the
he's
list
so
of things
distraught
they cannot find
that
out about.
suddenly there's some scones burning, and then you have to open the door and flush out the smoke. And before it feels like a second gone by, and you see Mr. Batinga stomping back.
And I'm like, I am fairly confident that Lena knows how to extinguish a fire.
Oh yeah, totally. The place isn't burning down.
So, I think she's like just gotten it under control. She's like, I'm really sorry.
It's fine. And he seems like he's stomping back, like in determination, not in anger. And he's like, I had some very poignant words with that man.
Oh, how did it go?
Well, he seemed a little distracted overall, but I thought I made my point pretty strongly. He didn't seem to like it, but he told me that if I had a problem with it, I could take it to someone else and higher up. And you know what? I think I'm going to do just that.
Oh, did
They
you
don't
give
have
her a name?
a system of They might not have a system of appeals yet, but I'm going to make one.
I believe in you. There is nothing we can't accomplish when we put our minds to it, except for perhaps keeping the scones from burning. I tried very hard, but it was just one moment. They
fiddlesticks.
didn't look done enough.
Those are.
and-
And he looks at them like they're singed a little bit, and he's like, "The insides will still be good. I can't sell these still. They're yours. Thanks for helping watch the shop. This is your payment, if that's fine."
Oh, thank you. I mean, if nothing else, Row and Tiny will eat them. But,
And notably, he didn't come back with the sewage treatment station notice.
well, I'm glad something came from that. It certainly beats sitting around and being upset about it without any outlet for that anger. Believe me, it'll eat you up.
All right. Well, I've got to get back to the morning roll. You look absolutely bushed. Why don't you go get some sleep?
I don't need much sleep these days, but I might go lie down for
Head
An
cocks
hour
to the
or so, I
side one
guess.
second. He goes like, "Wait a minute. This just occurred to me. Why did you come down and talk to me in the first place? I just kind of ambushed you with my problems. Did you need something? want to buy a scone?
I did, but these are fine. I just wanted to see if everything was all right. I figured maybe I'd keep you company for a little bit if you needed it, but you seem a little fired up, so maybe I should go. I don't want to bother you.
Oh, thanks for the company.
Thank you for the stones that I burned.
Oh, it's okay. I got time to get another batch in before people really start arriving. I can multitask, sell, and bake at the same time. Couldn't do this job if I couldn't.
Right. Well, have a good day, Mr. Batinga.
Me too. Does Lena sleep after that?
She does not want to sleep. She's going to need to sleep. I think she kind of like stands outside the tower and just kind of like people watches and sees if she like sees anything or anyone out of the ordinary, like if there's anything that stands out to her as being odd or weird.
You see an old man feeding some pigeons, and just for a moment, it's like, is that darn? It's not, but
I'm gonna give him one of the burnt stones so that he can feed the pigeons with it.
Then he'll take one, and he'll take rip off part of it and have a bite too. If you don't grab the burnt part, it's pretty good.
Oh,
thanks, lady.
Welcome. But yeah, if I'm like confident that I don't see anything out of sorts, like I think I'll just go like back upstairs and climb up to the roof and just kind of like lay on the roof and then maybe doze off for like a little bit, but like she's gonna fight it. I don't really want to go to sleep.
Yeah. Always look at the sky using your telescope.
Yeah, I think that's, I'm just gonna go up to the roof and just like look at the sky until I can't fight sleep anymore.
All right. Some time passes. It's a short night because the sound of the city mounts over time, and things eventually you get woken up. Your sleep schedule is entirely fucked. But I'm sure that none of us in real life have experience with that at all.
No, totally normal sleepers here.
Never fallen asleep at 2 p.m. before.
No.
We call that a nap, Robert.
No, I you know what I meant.
I'm not tired from not napping today, that's for sure.
Nope. And you all wake up, with the late midday, having rested, which in Quest means you get all your hit points back.
No effect for AP though, right? That's just like between sessions or as reordered.
Although I will say, for the Darnell fight and rescuing Tiny, again, I'll do this now, you're all going to get 5 extra AP.
Oh, I get back the AP I spent on healing Lena.
Aw, yeah.
And crystallizing.
And this is beside the 5 you'll get when we end the session.
That's a whole wolf and raccoon right there.
Wow.
Yeah. I also would have wanted to just like take a look at Ferris's spear. While I was avoiding sleep, I probably, if she left it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say when they came in, she probably just like dumped it down somewhere and didn't want to look at it anymore. So it's like in the living room or something.
Yeah, probably while she was trying to avoid sleep, would have like just taken a look and.
So. Pretty quickly, you realize that it's going to be much easier to make a new one than reform this one.
Okay.
But you don't know if Ferris has like particularly sentimental attachment to this one, so
I mean,
I don't know what you want to do with that.
Make a new one. I can always make an exact duplicate, get rid of the broken one, and tell her that I fixed it.
Lying to your friends to make them feel better, Megan.
It's not a new hamster.
Seems
Your
like a
hamster
Megan.
just developed a white patch where it didn't have one before.
That other hamster went off to live on a farm upstate with a kind old man. Your fish went back to the ocean to live with its family.
Right. So you do want to make a new one?
Yeah.
All right. So there's
Nope.
two ways you can do this. You can spend 2 AP and it just happens,
Mhm.
or you can spend 1 AP and gamble on a roll.
Nope, I will spend that 2 AP. I am swimming in AP. Like you wouldn't believe
That's
I have
fine.
so much. I'm lousy
now.
with AP.
All right. So you get you find the materials and you craft a new one with the same
Yeah,
motifs and everything. Is there
yeah.
any stylistic differences you want to make or anything?
God, Lena's such a cocky bastard. Yeah. I think like very, very small, like one of the when she's like crafting like the sunny part of it is gonna like hide like a little L in one of them. Cause she's such a jerk. And once I am satisfied with my work, I'm going to take the crumpled remains of the old spear, I'm going to put it under my bed in my bedroom to deal with later, and I'm going to leave the new spear out on the coffee table.
Is Ferris an early riser normally, like, wake up with the sun kind of person?
Ferris's sleep schedule is all over the place because her life is a mess. So
Relatable content.
It's like that's been my life for the last so I reckon she made sure Ro got tucked into bed all properly, and then like went and got her booze, and like Lena, but without like going out into the city, like didn't sleep for a while, and then finally fell asleep when she was just like too tired not to. So she would probably like sleep for a good number of hours because she's exhausted before waking up.
You would think that, but sometimes life's a bitch. So there's like a bang or something, and you wake up like way earlier than you want. Not way earlier, mildly earlier than you want to. You have this headache that's keeping you from falling back asleep.
I just want to quickly note the doctor, knowing that Ferris drinks a lot, would have left some herbal ibuprofen outside her door, as he does often when he sees her drinking a lot.
Oh, that's so sweet. Everyone caring for my
That's so
absolute mess of a
sweet.
character. She'll go to the spot. You said it was outside her door?
Yeah, like a little
Yeah.
table right outside the door.
Like she just wakes up like super groggy, like hair all messy, and just like, I guess kind of just like change back into the like tunic and trousers she normally wears when she's not wearing her armor, stumbles out to find the ibuprofen she knows is going to be there, and then sees the
And
spear.
as you do that, you like in your kind of daze, groggy, you knock over your spear, which happens on occasion, just conks to the ground. You're like, oh, oops, and it hits you.
Picks it up and kind of like feels the weight of it and looks around to see if anyone else is there.
I see you probably catch Lena like climbing out the window to go up to the roof to take a nap. And she just kind of
Lena?
like, yeah.
You did this for me?
Well, I mean, you seemed really upset about it. And, just literally anything to keep myself awake. But
Yeah, I know that feeling. Thank you.
you're welcome. It might not be, the weight may be off. It was a bitch to straighten out again, but
Wait, you fixed that mess into this
well, it was important to you.
in one night?
I'm really good.
Okay.
In Lena's defense, you probably have seen her like fix her arm a lot and like make other
Yeah.
things. Like,
Well,
And it is good.
yeah. Well, whatever you did, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome. If you need me, I'm gonna go take a nap upstairs.
Sure.
Just like climb up the fire escape equivalent to get up to the telescope.
Perhaps we'll like huck back some of that herbal ibuprofen, and kind of, I guess, like sit in her room examining the spear for a while with the door open in case anyone else is around.
After looking at it for a while, you catch the little L, written in one of the tines of the sun.
She's just like laughs to herself a little bit. And then
And
starts like I guess practicing with it to see if it does like weigh any different for her in terms of actually using it.
it is ever so slightly more front heavy, like ever so slightly, which might have bothered you back when you were, your discipline practices and trainings and everything just so precise and disciplined. But now, when these days you find you're favoring a style that's a little more forward, and it serves you just perfectly fine.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, she will just kind of train a bit, I guess, in her room. I don't know if there's enough space to practice with a pole arm in her bedroom, but let's say there
Probably
is.
in the living room.
Oh yeah, the communal area now is Faris's pole arm practicing ring. So
I think slowly the tower, after quite a bit of time, starts to wake up. Tiny comes out, followed by Ro. The doctor wakes up. Lena is the last one to rejoin the functioning life because,
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yeah, I think.
it's not morning, but it feels like a new day.
because now we've been to sleep, so it's the next day.
Yeah. That is how it works, I promise.
That's how it works.
And I think, I know we're a little early, but I think we might want to call it here.
Okay, I mean, it's a natural stopping point, I
Yeah.
think. Especially if maybe we want to wait for the possibility of Nunu/Zake bamfing back in or something. But
Which
I'm
will be
open to
so-
whatever.
Yeah, that's it seems
Yeah.
like a natural stopping point.
Yeah.
Next day.
All right. So, this has been the third session of Quest to Soaring City, and we had our first boss fight. We rescued a wolf. We had a lovely
Rescued
time.
Rose's
Robert is
sister.
realizing something important.
Yeah, I just realized that the golden rule is that Lena must get to 2 HP. Because twice, with a golden frickin' thing.
Oh, the first time was 1 HP.
Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
second time was 2 HP.
The golden rule is Lena must
Follow
almost
the
die.
gold. Andrew.
Oh, I would say we could do. Tyler in the chat said impromptu Q&A with our remaining time, so
Ooh.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I don't sleep.
I don't-
Sounds good.
I
We
enjoy
have...
that. However, I'm gonna hand it over to Sam to MC that because I
Oh.
desperately need to use the bathroom.
Oh, go do the thing. Go do the thing.
Do the thing.
Yeah, we can definitely do an impromptu
Yeah.
Q&A. If anybody has questions about the adventure so far, our characters, or the
Characters.
quest system,
Or
and our thoughts or, experiences playing with it for a couple of weeks now, please feel free to ask away
Yeah.
in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
And
trying to think if there's like
also-
a good starting question. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying also just to plug, I guess myself, somewhere I think it's on YouTube now. Mr. Puddin's our stream daddy, and I did a
Yes.
chat last week where we talked about some new systems, and I talked about quests. So if you did have more questions about quests, you could pop over there and watch that at a
It was
later
really
date.
good.
But hey, thanks. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you got questions about our characters or our adventure.
Let's see. I know that we've, just to sort of get things moving while people think about questions, I know that we've all been going wild making some character playlists. So maybe
Questions.
we should all, oh, nice. I don't know if anybody wants to share, like, maybe what you would consider your, like, character's theme song to be, and anything you might
Oh,
want to, like,
God.
say
you
about,
want me to
you know,
pick
your
one
choice.
song?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I definitely, and I think I know that we talked about sharing our playlists as we go. I'll go because I've been like mainlining Lena's playlist for days and days and days. I think the song that like relates, that I don't know if I call it her theme song, but the song that like I think resonates the most with me as to where she is now is Ghosts That We Knew by Mumford and Sons, because Lena has dealt with a lot of loss, or not even a lot of loss, but like substantial losses in her life that kind of like stick with her, that she has to deal with, both actively in say popping in and out a lot, and some other backstory stuff that I'm sure will come out sooner rather than later, the rate that things are going. But that is like just a gigantic feels fest for me. And yeah, I think that kind of captures like her, where she is at this point. And it's an absolutely beautiful song because I love everything by Mumford and Sons, and all of my character playlists have at least one Mumford and Sons song on it. Lena's has two because that just feels right.
Yeah, for Faris, like in terms of where her character's at right now, I feel like the main one is probably Iron by Woodkid. Like the lyrics are just too perfect for like stuff that happened to her in the past and how she feels about it now, and I don't want to say too much again because stuff might come out in the game and I wouldn't want to ruin anything for people.
I mean, like,
But yeah, I feel like tonally, like the vibe of the song also fits her quite well. Although there's also a lot of like Angel Haze and Churches on her playlist as well.
What churches?
Yeah.
So good.
Churches.
The Doctor probably would be How to Save a Life by The Fray. I mean, the Doctor is strangely he's basically less silly goth JD from Scrubs.
Oh my god.
And
Less.
I'm never gonna be able to like take the Doctor serious in that same way now.
hey, I said serious goth JD.
But still, my brain is just going to imagine Zach Braff under that goddamn mask now that you've said
It is actually Zach Braff. You're right. But yeah, like one of the things that inspired the character in my mind was literally the episode My Lunch from Scrubs, which is my favorite episode, and that song plays in it, and it kind of it shows what these characters, especially Dr. Cox, is going through, and it's very much kind of like what Dr. Cox goes through in that episode is kind of things that the Doctor has gone through, and so it's very good for who he is as a character. That's kind of his theme song.
I like it. I'm torn with some for Ro, but I think really the best one that fits them is actually one that Megan sent me. Wolves of the Revolution by the Arcadian Wild. I had not heard the song before that, and it's really kind of eerily and unsettling accurate just in terms of the lyrics. And I would definitely encourage anybody checking that out. The other toss-up was Everything Stays from the Adventure Time soundtrack. So, you know, feels there if you are familiar with the song. We did have a question from Tyler asking whether we had modified the numbers for our successes and complications. So I don't know, Guide, would you like to get into our choices there?
So we bumped up the tough choice numbers from, I think it's 6 to 10 to 6 to 12, which kind of fits in with that kind of PBTA vibe of you succeed more often, but at cost, you know, complications arise. Those are the most juicy results, where you do it, but there was a price to be paid. We also, to counterbalance that, and because we kind of noticed that Quest had a lot of things that work off of it, we made it so you also get a crit, a triumph on a 19. So that's kind of to counterbalance that you are succeeding less thoroughly as often, but also because critting's fun, it's grand.
It's very fun.
Let's see, Tyler had another question saying, Nat said earlier this campaign was going to be a little on the grittier side for Quest. Did Sam go with Ro to counterweight that a bit? That is actually kind of a happy coincidence that it just sort of worked really well for, I think, having like a kid around to sort of counteract that like grittier rebellion kind of like vibe, I think. But Ro, actually, I wanted to play them because I've been marathoning a fuck ton of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And when you know, sit back in like your 30s or whatever and really think about the fact that like they're all children and like teenagers at the oldest, like I think Azula is the oldest at like 16 or something like that, or no, Zuko rather. Like that's pretty intense and heavy, and I thought it would be fun to kind of try to explore that in, you know, sort of how adventuring might affect a child. And then I just thought the idea of somebody raised by wolves would be wonderful.
And it is.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Wayward Tommy wants to know, what famous actors would we want to play major NPCs in a movie version? Their vote is for Patrick Stewart as Arvis, which is fantastic.
That would be so good.
And seconded.
I want Taika Waititi to play Mr. Batinga.
Oh my god, yes!
Oh my god! That would be great.
Yes.
I was gonna say Brent Spiner, actually, but like,
of course.
I think Taika Waititi is a good one.
Taika Waititi is a great one. Hear me out on this one. My best friend, my best postman friend, Ewan McGregor.
Hello there.
Oh, hi.
I find it's kind of funny, this question, because Mr. Batinga is actually based on a friend of mine in high school whose name is Arvind Batinga, who wanted to be an actor. So I don't know if he is an actor or not, because I didn't keep up with him. But if he is, I'd go find him for that one. Although, of course, the baking was added by Sam, so that's beside.
It's like my
if
third
Taika's
game.
unavailable.
Oh man, I'm trying to think like.
There's an NPC who hasn't shown up yet, but who I have done art for, and I did base her, like I have a face claim for her basically, but it's not an actor, it's a model. But maybe you'll meet her sometime soon.
Right?
Tell me it's somebody from America's Next Top Model.
Oh, it totally is.
You will tell me later. Actually, no, I'm going to guess later.
Oh my
well, you've seen the art, so you can have a guess.
I know, yeah. With that frame of reference, I will guess.
You just made me think a character from my backstory that may or may not play a role. Sean Bean as that character. Only Nat knows about them.
I mean, I assume that they're dead, though.
Yeah,
they must die. They must die.
Are you using prophecy for that one?
Oh
man. Shoot, I've been marathoning also a lot of The Good Place, so I would like to nominate Kristen Bell for Lynn the Wine Clerk.
Oh my god, just so tired.
yes.
Just because it never happens.
Someone asked My favorite question.
Oh
my
Izza's-
goodness.
Oh,
Go
it's
ahead,
It's time to
Izza.
shine.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I've
I already know
actually
mine.
done this. Tyler, you have no idea. So Tyler asked, I'll never stop asking people this question about their AP characters. You know these characters pretty well now. What Pokemon would they have? I literally made a
It's
fucking...
true.
I made a Pokemon list for Faris, and I have to go find it because I can't remember
Yep.
it all off the top of
It's
my
true.
head.
You did.
And I posted it in our Discord, and I was like, you've all heard of character playlists. Now get ready for character Pokemon teams. So Faris's Pokemon team is Solrock, Skizor, Heliolisk, Sandslash, Sunflora, and Volcarona.
Oh, and I'm over here. I only know original 150.
I know. I don't honestly know like enough to be able to pick and choose them by like.
So I think
wow.
Ro would have to have a Rockruff and a Lycanroc. Rockruff is like
Oh,
a cute
yeah.
little puppy that evolves into
Yeah.
like this
Oh,
fierce wolf
yeah.
that can be either like day form or night form, and it's got
Wow.
like
3 forms.
oh yeah, it's got 3 forms now. Yeah,
Yeah, and they're all awesome.
they're all awesome.
Wow.
The doctor very much would be either, if it's just one Pokemon, Misdreavus, Darkmane Necrozma, or Alolan Cubone.
Oh, Cubone.
I love that.
That's
But Alolan
my
Cubone.
hub's most
yeah, I love
favorite
that.
Pokemon. Now I'm like, I don't. I feel like Lena would have some ghost types because they sneaky. So maybe a Haunter, because Haunter is cooler than Ghastly and Gengar combined.
I mean, this is valid
Fair.
completely.
Sableye is also a pretty cool one for
So
like a
ball.
thief
Alright,
character to have.
so you're saying that Lena has some ghosts that accompany her from, her travels in
Lena
her
has,
past.
yeah, you missed the whole, yeah, Lena is just haunted as hell.
With how much you change our
Um,
faces, maybe a Yamask.
Oh yeah!
You can tell me whatever you want. Like, this is, my husband plays a ton of Pokemon. I only know the original 150, so I'm just convinced he makes them up. So I'm just also now convinced that you are making them up.
Oh, Sneasel's a good one for Lena. Someone in the chat said that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
like
here for
Darnell's the
chat
guy who has a
suggestions.
Again,
I feel
that
like
was my
Darnell's the
husband.
guy
He
who
was
has a
just making something
Steelix.
up.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent.
Steelix.
But then he thinks he's better than everyone who has an Onyx because his is metal.
Oh, he would. He so
he
would.
would.
He'd be that
Hate
guy.
him so
I say Lena
much.
definitely has at least one metal Pokemon. Probably some. Yeah, I'll have to go do some research. Maybe a Scyther. Scyther's got like sharp
Scythe.
knife arms.
I feel like Zeke would have a Scyther.
Ooh,
Zeke would definitely
Yeah,
have.
he is edgy.
Zeke would have a
Yeah.
Scyther.
Zeke would have like one of the Honedge evolutionary line, the one that's just like a sword that evolves into a sword with a shield.
Yep.
The ones that they started making when they were running out of ideas.
No, sorry, I will dispute this.
Yeah, hey, rude.
The
But
doctor
let's
has
be
the one
real.
that's just
Whoa there!
the doctor has the one that's just the teapot.
In the first gen, they had 2 Pokemon that were just a pile of sludge and a bigger pile of sludge. They always had weird Pokemon. You can't just blame it on the later generations.
Isn't
One
there
of
a
them
Pokemon
was
that's
just a
trash
rock with
can?
arms.
Thank you for coming to my
Isn't
TED
there a
Talk.
Pokemon that's a trash can?
I love the trash can Pokemon.
Yeah.
I am the trash can. That's fair. You know what? I am the trash. I am Trubbish, and I will own that. Don't worry. I'm actively googling all of these.
Oh,
Pokemon
cough
that people are
egregious.
like,
So-
Oh. That's a good
So
one.
Zeke
Oh, wow.
definitely has a Scyther
That's
and definitely has
scary.
a Surfetched.
Ooh,
I do
Surfetch'd.
Yes. Absolutely.
TK Pirate said that Zeke would be a Greninja, and I do know Greninja enough to know that Zeke would
Yes.
probably fit
100%.
Greninja pretty well.
I feel like Zeke would also be a Lucario guy. It's got the right color scheme. He thinks he's
Oh,
super
yeah.
edgy and cool.
I bet, yeah. I would say all of Zeke's Pokemon are blue and black.
They're
He's gotta have
totally picked on
the
aesthetic.
hashtag aesthetic.
Oh, he's not allowed to steal Mega Charizard X from me though, so that one's mine. Okay, thanks, bye.
Stop making things up.
That's my
Oh my-
that's my blue and black one. I hate Mega Charizard. Why? Because it's not blue and black.
You're right. You're valid. Also, blue flames. Mwah.
Oh,
Genius.
so good. Blue flames are
Genius.
hotter than red flames.
It's true.
Lucario for Zeke.
The
Absolutely.
chat agrees with me.
Definitely.
Lucario for
Yeah.
Zeke.
True. I think that
Cat is
was
just
unanimous.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, I think this is a Nat question. Are there unintroduced major plot lines or NPCs, or are we kind of familiar with the key players of the campaign?
Ooh.
So
Give us your secrets,
I would
Nat.
say
Yeah, we're
I would
almost
say
halfway
we're
now.
mostly. I would say that we're mostly familiar with most of the on-screen players in the campaign, except like one. But there are some off-screen things that may come into play, and maybe if we have season 2, could become on-screen things. Very, very likely.
Question for you
Ooh.
guys: would you like a season 2 of these characters?
Yes, Chad. Let us know.
Yeah,
if you'd
chat.
Like season
Yes.
three episodes in, if you're feeling this.
Well, 3 episodes into the 8-episode season, actually.
That's
so
true.
we're
We're
almost
almost
halfway there.
halfway.
It's gonna
Although you
go
tried to
almost-
kill the BBEG on session 3, so like, I
Necessary.
Hey.
BBEG. Dun dun dun.
He stole my
We're
sister.
ballsies.
Listen, we've discussed this. Okay, the only BB something G is Mr. Batinga, and he's the BBGG.
The best baker.
Oh, the
Good
best baker,
guy.
good guy. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like
That's
that
Baker,
one.
good guy.
yeah.
That's Baker,
Nailed
good
it.
guy. It's on his cards.
Now that we need nothing else.
Mr. Batinga, best Baker, good guy.
What if we do? What is? What is everyone's favorite like quality, like, or favorite like thing that your character has done so far?
Ooh.
Oh,
Brag a little bit.
oh.
Yeah,
Oh
Brian.
my.
Like, what is? I mean, not necessarily the coolest, but like, what is your like? What is something that your character has done that like afterwards you're like, that was really cool.
Buying Ro that drum.
God.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, if we really
So-
want to pay Darunel back, we'll just station Ro outside his apartment like every night at like 3
We'll just
in the
put-
morning to play.
We'll put like a little hat. We'll put a little hat down in front of them to collect some money.
Right? I feel like his neighbors wouldn't mind if like we explain ahead of time. Here's some
Yeah, these are
complimentary
drumming hours.
earplugs,
They're like, yeah, screw that guy.
right?
We're bringing,
Yeah, that-
we're bringing
that
the
one
noise
neighbor will
in
be
time
like,
permitted.
Yes, do it.
Oh,
Rose
you know
bringing
what?
the noise in time permitted the funk.
This is what we do. We convince Ro that he is that he is their best friend, and so Ro can just stand outside and play the flute, and nobody will hear it but him.
Oh man,
Dear Lord.
that'd be pretty.
that was-
excellent.
That was Iz's favorite. Iz's like proud moment. Anyone else got one?
Ooh boy.
I honestly really liked from this episode just doing the blood thing. Like that was
That was
a
cool.
fun
That was
drop.
really cool. So disconcerting.
That was cool.
So cool.
I had
Yeah,
that
thanks
one
for the
in-
zombie plague, Robert.
Hey, there's way more to it. But okay, it's kind of yeah, but only a little bit.
I think for
I mean, I like it.
I think for Rose so far, the coolest was that freaking 20 I got to like knock that wall down as a stag. But I also did really enjoy their flex taking a leak on Darunel's clothes in response to his threats.
So good.
No one has the attitude of
Wanted-
an angry 12-year-old.
Just wanted to negotiate.
Negotiate this.
Oh.
My sister in a cage behind me, no.
You know,
And I had all
urine
of
rusts
this
metal
time.
faster than water.
Now, like, I had all this time to think. I just like really enjoy RPing with. I really enjoy Lena and Zake's dynamic a lot. So like the moments between them where it's just like, do you want me to come with you? Well, if you want to, you can come. No, just like tell me if you want. Like just like the bantery, bickery moments between them just feel so organic and fun. In addition to like heavier moments, but like I'm a sucker for really fun banter, as evidenced by Killian and Emerson from last season as well. Like, that's my favorite, so I am enjoying their dynamic very much. Oh, are they hexes? Am I misremembering? It is complicated.
That's their status on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah, it's very complicated. I'm sure all of the background between that will come to light sooner rather than later. It's like a really, really long distance thing most of the time.
An interplanar distance
It's
thing.
an interplanar distance thing. There is history, but also present day stuff. Like, well, we're figuring it out. It's complicated.
If Nunu can make next session, I think we want to start on what Zake sees from inside the planar boundary and like through to the present, just in like a kind of bite-sized. Like, so we haven't defined yet, like what's it like that he goes to.
Yeah, he's not supposed to know how bad things went for Lena. But they had a business relationship, and then also things happened. We're figuring it out. Just stay tuned, and you'll find out.
Shall we share what else would, I mean, obviously you can find all of us next Monday here, same time, 6:30 Eastern time on Chromatic Chimera for more of this. But besides that, shall we do some outros? I'll just start because GM never starts on these things for some reason.
Power move.
Tomorrow, over on Tuesday, over on the Kobold Press's Twitch channel at 8 Eastern time, we have GM tips, tricks in Tuesdays, where me and at Half-Assed Hermit on Twitter talk about GMing better and having fun. And this week is about cinematic GMing. We're talking about, kind of those camera framey tricks, to show off new parts of the world, new perspectives and cutaways and little fun tricks like that. Besides that, I think that's the only thing I got going on right now. I'm probably forgetting about something. I'm going to shoot it over to my right, or stage right, to Robert.
Hi, yes, I am Robert Allen, voice actor. You can find me on the interwebs at Voices of Robert, Twitter, YouTube, things. I don't have like Instagram, don't worry about it. I don't have much to talk about right now, though I'm in talks with things, so who knows when I'll have. But yeah, I mean, I played the Doctor today. You've all found out that he was secretly John Dorian the whole time. But yeah, I'm gonna give this over to Magan.
Oh, thank you. Hello, I am Megan, and I was your delightful mess of a spy today. You can find me most places on the internet at Megan Lynn for the win, where I just shout about TTRPGs and other type things. You can find me obviously here at 6:30 Eastern every Monday. You can find me here tomorrow at 7 Eastern for my show Unprepared, where I grab a bunch of my friends and facilitate GM-less and prep-less games. Tomorrow we are playing an awesome map building, world building game called Beak, Feather, and Bone, which is an awesome GM-less game about a city of Ravenfolk. But we are playing the expansion called Tail, Scale, and Bone, where it is no longer a city of Ravenfolk. It is a city of Merfolk, which is just so perfect for me, and I'm very, very excited. So you can join us here at 7 for some of that. And otherwise, that's about it. I write games. I'm an indie game designer. You can find my games at meganlynf2w.itch.io if you like GM-less narrative-focused games with a lot of feels. You can check them out over there. And I will toss it over to the lovely Sunwife.
Hey, I'm Izzo, and I played Faris, aka Sunwife, aka Disaster Invoker. You can find me. She's a mess. You can find me at Evil Clever Dog on Twitter and Instagram. I'm a cosplayer and a set and costume designer, and I recently finished a Tomb Raider cosplay, and I think it's pretty cool if you want to check it out. And
It's
in terms of-
amazing. It's so good.
Thank you. And in terms of other streaming stuff, on Tuesdays, so tomorrow at 6 p.m. BST, I stream Pokemon Black with my friend Finn over on their Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/FinnTheBin. And I'm also part of the group that does the Critical Read Al-Qadim series for Asians That Represent. We do that once a month, and we recently did our most recent one, I think a week or 2 weeks ago. Time has no meaning anymore. It is up on the Asians That Represent YouTube channel, and the next one will be on September the 19th on their Twitch channel, and then they get uploaded to YouTube the following Wednesday. So check that out too. And I will pass it along to Sam.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at TheSamWisest. I'm Samwise_GameG here on Twitch. I was also a Chromatic Chimera for chat purposes today. I am a disability advocate and a TTRPG streamer. I'm the accessibility director and an admin here at the Chromatic Chimera. You can find me here on Wednesdays. I play in our Fantasy Age game, Agora's Bells, and our game Steam Spell, which has been rocking some freeform roleplay while we're between systems right now. So if you like intense roleplay, come and check that out. Otherwise, I recently recorded, I can actually talk about it now, a panel for PAX Online about being Arrow, Ace, and Demi in creative spaces online. So that's going to be out in September, and I'm just excited to be able to finally talk about it. So I hope you keep your eyes peeled for that. And I am also a player in Mud and Blood's Cult Divinity Lost podcast, which has been releasing gradually these last few weeks. So check that out pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff, if you like some spooky horror times. And I think that is me. Nat, would you like to do the sponsor on the way out spiel, or would you like me to?
I don't have it open, so please save me.
I will do it then. We do also want to thank our sponsors here for the Chromatic Chimera. We are sponsored by the amazing people at Tabletop Loot. You can enter code SHIELDBOMB, all in lowercase, for 15% off your purchase. Or Heartbeat Dice also makes some beautiful dice, which I was rolling today. Treated me very well. And you can use code Chromatic for 10% off. And we are also members of the Chromatic Chimera, of the Roll20 Spotlight program. So thank you so much to Roll20 for all of the support, and also thank you so much to Encounter Roleplay and to Dichotomous Prime for the wonderful raids today. We really appreciate it. I think that is it for us, though. We'll be live tomorrow for System Talks, Megan, or is that... No, you've got Unprepared tomorrow, right?
Yep, Unprepared tomorrow at 7. We will be
awesome
here.
So 7 Eastern for Unprepared tomorrow is the next time we'll be live. We hope you come and see us then. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, Questy.
Yeah, we love you. The Questy.